Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Wednesday night live from Los Angeles, California, man. Top of the year to you guys, man. Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a safe and enjoyable New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Holidays are behind us officially. Now it's time to pick up, move on, and get into NBA trade season. Kind of really been there since December 15th. Lakers technically were there a little earlier with players they could have moved, like D'Lo and Rui and Austin and all that stuff. But as far as the rest of the league is concerned, the majority of the league starts entering trade season on December 15th to January 15th. And as we inch closer and closer and closer to that, we go talk about all the coulda, woulda, shouldas, ifs, and the probables here. So again, hope everyone had a good, safe New Year. And let's talk some NBA basketball here, man. So, the Lakers lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers last night. No real surprise. Cleveland is a top-tier team in this year's NBA. The Lakers are not. Cleveland, I guess you could say, is a contender in today's NBA. The Lakers are not yet, unless they make some moves here. Do like the DFS move. While he didn't really light up a stat sheet, he was really the only positive box minus on the entire team last night when he was on the floor. But wasn't really one of those games you could just look at a box score and see what happened. I watched half of it last night because it being New Year's Eve and all, but we watched it today and, so up to date on it as far as what happened in that game. And what continues to be the problem here for this team is when Anthony Davis has no help, or when they don't play their centers and they're having Rui guard centers, he just doesn't have the motor to go a full game like that. Now, AD can play the center position. No problem. He's a center. I'm one of those guys that don't believe in move AD to the four. It's just not going to happen. Not permanently. It's not going to happen. So my thing is, if you have Jackson Hayes, if you activate him and move Koloko off the active roster to kind of keep him low on that count for the two-way contract of his 50 games, this is where you kind of run into these things. So did they do that just to protect him from games and Jackson Hayes still wasn't ready? That wasn't announced, right? They activated him. So Jackson Hayes being activated may not have had anything to do with Jackson Hayes and everything to do with Koloko. And so when you got AD out there with Rui as his only other big out there against a team that has a prominent front line, they just carved them up. And when you have some elite perimeter play there on top of it. So the Lakers have done some things to try to shore up their perimeter defense, and they're hoping that addition from the injured list will also help with that. Hope is a very loose word here, a very dangerous word here. They're hoping that Vando will be able to come back and play and give them something defensively, but how much do you trust that? How much can we count on that? As of right now, we can't. We haven't been able to, right? Vando's my guy. You guys know this. I love Vando. I think what Vando adds to this team is special when he's capable. When he's capable defensively, he changes this team. Him on this team literally was the difference of us getting to the Western Conference Finals. Because when you had a backcourt of D'Lo and Austin, you're just going to get cooked back there if you don't got someone on the wing that can help out AD. And Vando does that. DFS does that. Cam at times can do that. Right. So the Lakers, Max Christie is improving. I thought his overall game, his offense, his defense, a lot of what Max Christie is showing is improvement, but he's not going to, by the end of the season, become like an elite two-way player or a steady, legitimate 3-and-D guy. Right. It's really not going to happen. He could be good enough, but the Lakers are hoping in combination of a Max Christie, DFS, Vando, Cam, Rui, as far as playing a wing offensively, right? They feel like they've got the wings now with DFS there. Where they're really going to start having these problems is going to be the bigs. And what I pretty much have said all year and kind of stuck even in the preseason and early in the season, I'm like, look, the Lakers don't have to get a big right now. If they can hang around with this roster, with this roster that they have right now, if healthy, they could hang from 4 to 6 seed in the West. I said that before the season started. They're 7th right now. They were 5th last night. They're kind of in that range. But I said they couldn't go past the trade deadline without one, right? Can't happen. So now that we enter that phase, they made the move for DFS, snuck in, took him away from Memphis there. Memphis was offering that first-round pick with some protection, and you had Brooklyn valuing the Lakers' multiple second-round picks as more valuable. Lakers went in and got that done. Now, I said snuck in, but that's not really the case. They've been talking to Brooklyn nonstop since last year. So this is not abnormal. I'm really happy that slayed another false narrative. A lot of false narratives been getting slayed of late. And that's that, oh, Brooklyn won't work with the Lakers. There's a Lakers tax. They won't do it. No. They've worked with the Lakers in the past. They just worked with them again. The Kyrie situation was completely independent of anything else. That was Joe Tsai not allowing Kyrie to get his wish because he destroyed the organization. That was Joe Tsai with the vendetta and holding a grudge. That had nothing to do with the Lakers and everything to do about Kyrie Irving. So I'm happy that narrative has been swept under the bed, as well as AD can't beat Sabonis, swept under the rug, right? Because they're giving him OKC rookie and early Indy day minutes credit for beating AD, which is crazy. So I'm happy that two narratives have been slayed. Slayed, right? I love it. Them narratives, though. And the next one is going to be that AD is a 4. That narrative is going to get slashed. AD is not a 4. AD is a 5. AD needs help at the 5. Those are totally different things. He is not a 4 in today's NBA. He is a 5. And he needs help at the 5. And that's what we're going to talk about today, because there's a lot of different opinions, including my own. There's a lot of different talking points. There's a lot of different visions. There's a lot of different thoughts. So it's just it is just one of those things where the Lakers have to decide what type of big do they want. What type of big do they want? And let's talk about what they have. And the Lakers have one of the best, if not the best defensive big in the league in Anthony Davis, an elite two-way all-world big. Problem with Anthony Davis is because AD has to carry so much weight offensively and defensively, he really can't be as effective as he can be, right? Now, we saw, everyone likes to talk about 2020, wearing my 2020 championship hat, one of them. So we're going to talk about 2020, because I think that's another kind of false narrative, is everyone acts like they won it with AD at the 4. AD was the 5 in 2020. Like, they forgot, like, they benched Dwight, they benched JaVale, they benched these guys. They brought him back later, but the bulk of those playoffs, AD was the 5. And their death lineup in the playoffs and the regular season was AD at the 5. What they need is some sort of hybrid scenario where they get some of what Dwight and JaVale could give them, but they need someone who can really, really, really make life easier on Anthony Davis when you're playing Denver and guarding Joker. That's really what they need. And you don't need to have that guy for everyone else in the league, but you do need a guy to help AD so he doesn't wear down like last night against Cleveland. So you need a guy when you're playing against a team like a Cleveland, playing against a team like Denver, playing against maybe Minnesota, right? You need guys that can help AD in those situations. We just have to have that. And if they don't provide AD with that help post-trade deadline, then we're going to see the same type of exit, especially if we face Denver. But I believe 100% that if we got the wings, if we get a big, and if it's us moving, and we'll get to this, if it's us moving some guards to get the big, we have to replace, another point guard and get a ball handler. I understand that Austin Reeves has been really, really good of late at distributing. I understand that. But when you're going up against a playoff defense and teams zero in on him, he's not the ball handler we want with a high usage rate as our point guard in the playoffs. We don't want that. We can have it in moments, and I understand that LeBron James will most likely have the ball in his hands in the fourth quarter. But throughout the majority of that game, we need something else than Austin Reeves to have the ball in his hands. I'm not one of these Austin bashers. You know that. I like Austin. I think he's been playing incredible. But we need a true point guard out there that can handle playoff defenses when they zero in on you and focus on guarding you for a week, right? So these are the kind of things we're going to touch on tonight, touch on a couple of different moves. We need to have a real discussion on the type of bigs that we need, okay? So here's just my opinion. You guys are free to agree, free to disagree. You know how it is, man. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got a thought. Totally respect all that. Here's mine, okay? When we have AD, when you have Jackson Hayes, and eventually you have a Christian Wood, okay? You have the lengthy bigs. You have the guys who could move their feet a little bit better, not to AD's standard, but Christian Wood showed a lot last year, especially against Phoenix and guarding KD, how he could be impactful on defense. And you could argue that Christian Wood's impact on defense last year was better than his offense, especially to start the season. So if Christian Wood is going to come back, and I hate using these words if, but I've got to operate this way because that's all we really have right now. If the Lakers believe, because they know more than we do, if the Lakers believe that Christian Wood and Jared Vanderbilt are coming back, then you probably don't need Hayes because you've got AD, you've got Christian Wood as your length guys, and then you still got you would have Vando and you'd have DFS. DFS can switch on all five guys. Vando not so great in the post, better on perimeter, but he's got recovery, he's got length, he can roam, he can help out. So this is where I come from the standpoint of if you have that, and again, if the Lakers believe that these guys are going to be healthy and they believe that they're going to get them back, then you got to go for the bruising big. You have to go for the bruising big, the chest-to-chest big, the guy who can really bump bodies in the paint down there in the playoffs, clog up some space, throw bodies around, bump people, take some hard fouls, get hit hard himself, and take some of that brute force away from AD. Like I said, if you have someone like a Jonas Valančiūnas, who is not known as a good defender, I know this, but at least if he's the body that's on Joker and AD is free to roam and play free safety or come and double or switch up, it just saves him that energy that he's going to need in the fourth quarter where we're not sitting here like, okay, AD, go get us 30 and then guard Joker. You can't put Rui, you can't put Hayes. You can have them give them looks, but you can't have them as the primary guy on him. Someone like a Valanciunas can play 20 to 25 minutes against Joker. Now, here's the thing. You're going to have people saying, well, this is the guy that we played off the court in the playoffs last year, and da-da-da. I understand that. But we have the P&R bigs. We have the pick and roll bigs. We have the length bigs. We have AD. We would have Wood. We have Vandal. We have DFS. We have the recovery bigs. We don't have the brute bigs. We don't have the husky bigs. Those are the type of bigs or big that we need. That's the big that we're missing. If we go and get another athletic big, that'd be great. It would still be help. But we kind of be adding to similar to what we have. And if you're going to get a big that's only going to play 10 to 15 minutes a game, I'd rather get a big that's going to potentially play 20 or a little bit more and play alongside AD. Someone a little bit more offensively polished. Someone a little bit who can get their own shot, make their own shot, get rebounds, take some hits, right? So the three guys you see on the screen right here, Robert Williams III, Jonas Valanciunas, and Nick Richards. We're going to talk about all three of these. There's other guys out there. There's always going to be someone no one's talked about, and the guys that teams have heavily been linked to and talked about, like a Walker Kessler, right? There's been plenty of talk about the Lakers linked to him. As we sit here right now, I just am not in the belief that the Lakers are going to use any expensive first-round draft capital to save this year's team that doesn't work both this year and beyond. So the Lakers are probably looking at Walker Kessler like, if we have to give up 2 unprotected firsts to get this guy, then we're going to have to pay him. Utah's only really trading him because they're about to have to pay him, and they don't want to do that. So the Lakers are like, look, we're taking him in. We're going to have to pay him, but we don't want to give you 2 unprotected picks. And here's the problem. The Lakers can't even protect 2031 now because they traded their seconds. So first can't convey to a second when the seconds are gone. The Lakers can go and get additional picks in a 3-way or make a trade before and go get other assets. However, as of right now, the Lakers cannot call Utah and be like, look, we'll give you 29 and 31 and we want protection on both. They can't protect 31. They can protect 29. And they already got protection on 27, but it's only top 4 protected. And if I'm the Lakers, I don't want another team in my conference having 3 of my first round picks from 27 to 31. I don't want that. And I'm pretty sure the Lakers don't want that. Would they do it if they absolutely had to? Maybe. But I don't think that they're comfortable with Utah having all 3 of those picks. Maybe 2 of them they would be because one of them is protected. Maybe 2 of them. 3, that might be a pass for me. Curious to see what you guys think about that. for someone that you don't even know yet. He has to come in. He has to play well. You have to re-sign him. And you're going to give up 2 unprotected first-round picks to a team that already has one of your first-round picks a few years from now. That's not ideal to me. That's not ideal. So right now, let's push that off. Let's push that off, okay? Unless they come off that price. So we're going to push that aside right now. And we're going to talk about the 3 guys on the screen right now. And off the top, there's a couple of different scenarios that I like for each one of these moves. A couple of different things for roster flexibility, money-wise, fit. And we're going to talk about all this. So I'm going to get to your chats. You know I will. I'm going to get to your chats, but I just want to cover these right now, okay? So when we start breaking these down and we start looking at all of these guys as far as how this goes, we're going to start here with this one, okay? We're going to start with the Jonas Valančiūnas trade that potentially could happen here, okay? It's Gabe Vincent and 2 2025 second-round picks, one for the Lakers, one from the Clippers. But the portion of this one is the Lakers gain about another 1.1 million in salary flexibility. On top of the 3.5 they cleared up in the Brooklyn trade, now you're moving yourself in position to where you can sign a couple guys here. You could sign a minimum guy or 2 without hitting that second apron, especially with the second move after this. Okay. So you could even add a JHS to this deal and Washington could absorb it. And then that would get you to where you could flat out bring in 2 guys at minimum that are below the mid-level money. However, if you're going to get Washington to kind of take that extra salary, even though it's expiring, they may want a little bit more draft capital. So that's something you're going to have to consider. If you want to throw JHS in this deal, or you want to throw a Jackson Hayes, one of the minimum guys in this deal, you're probably going to have to give Washington cash considerations or something else to get that deal done. But this deal here would be Gabe for Jonas and 2 second-round picks. This isn't a secret. This has been floated out there. This has been kind of a known trade idea. It kind of feels like the Lakers are the only one in play here for Jonas. When you look around, who really needs him? Who really needs him? Who really is going to give up anything of value for him? I don't really see it out there. So I don't see a bidding war for Jonas Valanciunas. I really don't. He's been eligible to be traded pretty much since December. Actually, he took a pay cut. So, but even though he signed with a new team, right? So he was not eligible to be traded until December 15th. So he's eligible to be traded now. So the Lakers, kind of like how they waited out DFS, kind of like how they waited out Utah in that trade in 2023, kind of how they did all that, right? Waiting it out, and waiting till that price was right. Speaking of prices right, shout out to Cuba, man. He said Jeff is 2% black. You wild, Cuba. Happy New Year, Cuba, man. Love you, brother. Hope you're doing well, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to everyone for tuning in. Drop a like on the video if you have not done so already. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. We are already at 32 likes on the video. Out the gate, man. Y'all bringing it on New Year's Day, man. Shout out to y'all. Search, I see you working, my guy. Appreciate you. You're the best in the world, man. Thank you. Shout out to Cuba, man. But this is kind of what it comes down to. I don't believe there's really a robust market for Jonas. I don't think so. So, with that being said, could the Lakers do that deal that I just spoke of by this deal here, this framework, but then sliding in Jackson Hayes or JHS to get that extra flexibility below the second apron and to open up a roster spot? So let me know what you guys think about that trade. This is nothing groundbreaking. I'm just trying to present the pros and cons to each scenario here. Now, keep in mind, Jonas does have some limitations. We know this. He's not the greatest defensive big, but we have AD. Jonas Valanciunas. Let's go ahead and bring this up now. Okay, let's go ahead and bring this up now. Is a guy that if you guys have not watched him play this season, I particularly have been trying to force myself, which has not been necessarily great, trying to force myself to watch a little bit of more of the Washington Wizards this year. And not that I don't know how Jonas Valanciunas plays, and not that I don't think that his stats could be slightly inflated because he's playing on a bad team, but just to see how he's looking out there health-wise, just to see how he's moving, just to see how he's playing, right? He's a little older now. He's had some injury issues in the past, and just seeing how's he moving on the floor? How's he moving out there? Okay. And that's what I was really looking for. And when you look out there and you see that he's averaging 12 and 8. All right. He's averaging 12 and 8 this year in about 20 minutes of play. In 20 minutes of play, right? That's about what he would get with the Lakers. Roughly 20 minutes of play. And while those numbers might not match what they do in Washington because of the fact that he's kind of playing on a bad team, right? He's playing free. Guys are just chucking. But when AD misses time, those are the type of minutes he's going to get. He's going to get starters minutes when AD misses time. And my point on that is, as we scroll down here and we look at his per 36, which is what he would be at starters minutes, and he's stretching out here to 21 and 10 per game. Excuse me. No. He's scheduling out to 21 and 15 per game with 4 assists and a block and a half. All right. So I've watched him. He's moving well. His jumper looks fluid. This is a type of big that's the brute force that can bump people, who can dislodge people. Total different big than what AD is. And that's kind of what I feel we need. It's kind of what I feel we need. But when you look at his per 36, when you look at what he's doing with the team, when you look what's going on out there, you have to understand that we're going to have games where we don't have AD. It's just going to happen. And if you slide him into those starters minutes, look what his numbers are. He's more than capable. And this isn't playing with Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma. No, he'd be playing with, hopefully, like Bron will be on the floor, and Bron and him would have a game that will work together because he can make jumpers in the paint, on the elbow. He can make them. He doesn't shoot a lot of threes, and his percentage is trash when he does. But I've seen him in previous years get hot from there. I saw what he did one day against the Clippers. He went ballistic in the first half, just hitting everything from three. So he's a big that gives you a little bit more, a little different than what AD gives you. Not a rim runner, not a shot blocker, but a guy who can actually bump other bigs, get some rebounds, have some skill offensively where you can give him the ball in the post and he can put his back to a player and create something for himself. These other guys we're going to talk about don't really do that. So just keep that in mind. But if you got AD out, Reggie, I see you, brother. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to the locker room. Make sure to go subscribe to the locker room. That's my guy right there. Happy New Year, Reg. Hope you're doing well. When you see what he can do when AD's out is what really kind of impresses me. Or even if Bron's out or another guy's out and he's filling in some minutes there, right? He's a guy that can really, really do some work under there. Now, I really want to talk about something else here. Hold on. Let's get into his splits real quick because I think this is important. This is really important. And let's get particularly to his splits this year. And I'm spending a little time here because this is my candidate. All right. This is a guy who I think the Lakers should definitely be in on. Okay. Again, not a game changer, not a savior, but he's the type of big that we don't have on this team. Is pretty much what I'm saying. So we've seen what he's doing right now. As a starter, he's averaging about 25 minutes per game. When he's coming off the bench, he's averaging about 18 a game. Now he's averaging 15 and 10 as a starter. Okay, 15 and 10 as a starter. Now, when you look at his minutes, about when his minutes go up versus where they kind of linger, and anything where he's playing more than 30 minutes a game, he's an 18 and 10 guy. Okay, so he's putting in the work. But this is the part I want you guys to see. Against the Western Conference, which obviously, you know, this is what the Lakers have to go through to get to the finals if they get there, which I'm not hopeful of. But when you look at here, against the West, 15 and 10 in 22 minutes per game. All right. Now, when you go down here and you look here in his lone game against Denver, 20 and 12, 32 minutes played. Now, again, he's not going to be the best defender in the world. He's not going to be any type of savior out there. It's not going to happen. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is he's the type of big that I think the Lakers really, really need. That style of play is what I think they need. So let me know what you guys think about that. All right. Let me know what you guys think about that. And we're going to move on to the second one here. All right. Which would be the one that a lot of people have talked about for over a year now. And this one is similar, kind of similar in ways of what I talked about of sending out two guys and getting one back. This trade is a little different, though. This trade would save the Lakers money. It would definitely save the Lakers money. Nick Richards is very, very well cost control, a very good backup big. But you would send out Jackson Hayes. You'd basically be swapping Jackson Hayes and JHS plus those same 2 second-round picks for Nick Richards. The good part about this deal is that you would keep one of your point guards because you've already sent out D'Lo. If you send out Gabe to go get Valanciunas, now you've traded your two backup guards, the ones you're counting on for heavy minutes. In this trade, you get to keep Gabe Vincent, you save salary space, and you get a very, very solid backup big. Athletic, has some touch around the rim, not as offensively skilled as a Valanciunas, but better defensively, a rim runner. He can get you some putbacks. He'll get you some blocks. Like I said, that lob threat. He's definitely someone that can help this team. But he's kind of also someone that does what we have with AD. Now, there's no problem with having extra length, so I don't want to take away from that. Adding Nick Richards is nothing to sneeze at here. It's nothing to sneeze at. This would not be something terrible. But my point being here is that he does very similar things to AD, so how many minutes is he going to get? Are you going to play him with AD? Versus Valanciunas, you probably could play with AD, especially if you have Braun out. So if you have Braun out and he's out for a game or two or something happens, for all you AD at the 4 guys, AD would slide to the 4, Valanciunas would start at the 5, and your 1, 2, and 3 would remain the same. It gives you a little bit more flexibility. In a situation where that happens, where Braun goes down and you have a Nick Richards, you're not going to start probably him and AD. You're probably not going to do that. So it's a little different. It all depends on kind of what your philosophy is. It kind of depends on how you see these bigs fitting with the team. But I think if I'm looking for a guy that can give you minutes as a big, but I'm also looking at a guy who maybe can play alongside AD and not just back him up. And that's why I was kind of hedging a little bit towards Jonas. However, this deal does allow you to keep one of your point guards. And it does give you a little bit of roster flexibility. So this isn't something that's terrible. Like I said, if this trade happened, I would not be upset because we get a backup big, we free a little bit more money, and we keep a guard. So this one, I'm not mad at. Now we can go ahead and we could start looking at his tier here too. Let's bring his up. 1 second here. So let's go look at Nick Richards here. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Okay. Make sure y'all can see this here. So let's take a look at Nick Richards here. All right. Now we're looking at his numbers today. Mind you, backup minutes, right? So he's playing a little bit more minutes than Jonas is right now on Charlotte. Again, not a very good team. He's averaging 9 and 8 off the bench. Basically 9 points, 8 rebounds a game, a little over 1 block a game. Not bad. Not bad for your backup big. Not bad at all. Okay. Now I always like to look at what would this guy potentially look like if AD goes down? What would he potentially look like? And when he's projected at starters minutes, he is 15 and 13 and actually 2 blocks a game. So again, not too bad. This would be a solid pickup. This would absolutely be a solid pickup. Okay. Now let's go ahead and get into how he does, how he's looking this year with his splits here. Okay. So on the home and the road, he's playing pretty similar when it comes to minutes. However, his numbers, 4 more points a game on the road, on home than on the road. And this is one thing you really have to look at when you're gauging a role player, because role players typically play better at home. And a lot of people don't ever do this, but this is one thing that I always look at when it comes down to when you're trading for a role player. This is one thing I always look at, and that is this right here. That is this right here. Is when you get in the playoffs and you're going to have those guys that disappear on the road, that's a 4-point switch right there. In extra minutes on the road, almost a minute and a half more on the road, and he's averaging almost 4 points less. Another rebound, but that's just something to consider. Just something to consider. So not only do his points drop, but his defensive and offensive rating drops significantly on the road. significantly. Okay. So always keep a look on this because this is very important when you're looking at role players. Very important when you're looking at role players. I feel like no one really brings this up. Now, we looked at this when we talked about Jonas, right? Now, granted, he's only played 3 games in the West. So this is a bit unfair. This is a bit unfair. However, he's averaging 10 points a game in the East when he's playing an East team and only 4 points a game when playing a Western team. All right. So this kind of concerns me. There's some concern there. Now, I still think it would be a good mood. I still think it wouldn't be terrible. But these are things that no one really talks about or looks at when they break down trades. And this is important. How do these role players play on the road? And that's kind of where I'm at when it comes to Nick Richards, because he's never really played in the playoffs. You're already seeing that he underperforms on the road. You're already seeing that he does not play well against the West. There's some things that you got to be mindful of. Now, granted, only $5 million. He's signed through next year, cheap money. And you get to keep Gabe, which means you get to keep another guard on this roster. These are all things you have to consider. Because if you trade for Jonas, you're trading away another guard. Now you got to go find another one because you traded D'Lo and you traded Gabe. Now I understand you got Shake, you got Austin, you got Max, you got Braun. We need another point guard if you move Gabe. Whatever your thoughts on Gabe are, he's going to get playoff minutes if he's here. He's just going to. So who are we going to get to give us playoff minutes at the point guard position? And I've talked highly about Markelle Fultz. I know a lot of people kind of been clowning his name. I don't think they've really seen him play of late. Markelle Fultz. I know a lot of Laker fans want Lonnie Walker back, but he's not a point guard. I like Lonnie, and he should be on an NBA team now. But we need a point guard if we move off these guys. Because no matter what your feelings are, this is just kind of just is what it is, right? No matter what your feelings are on Austin Reeves, he's going to be here, he's going to play heavy minutes, and he's going to have a heavy usage rate. Now, whether people love or hate that, and that's divided, of course, it's going to happen. So I don't want Austin Reeves being a primary ball handler in playoff situations where NBA head coaches can scout against him and press him all playoff series. We're going to need a talented ball handler. Now, maybe guys may not be as good as Austin that we get, but we need someone who can dribble the ball better than Austin Reeves. And if you trade Gabe and you've already traded D'Lo, this is something you have to look for, okay? This is absolutely something you have to look for. And so Markelle Fultz, Dennis Smith Jr.'s name is out there. And the Lakers aren't really in a position for a buyout guy because if anyone gets bought out, one, they don't have a roster spot yet. But even if they freed one up, they can't sign anybody that's above the mid-level exception because they're above the first apron. They're above it. So unlike last year where they could sign guys, they're one of the only few handful of teams. That's why they were able to get a Spencer Dinwiddie, even though you can argue how he played. But at the end of the day, they were able to get him because of the position that they were in. So these are all things you're going to have to consider when these trades are being considered. And a point guard position is going to be huge. Huge. Point guard position is going to be huge. Now let's get to the third one here, which again is no secret. This is no secret. And this is Gabe Vincent, Jalen Hood-Schifino, those same 2 first-round picks for Robert Williams III. This time the Lakers free up $2.5 million in cash. Now you got that 3.5. They're already below the second apron. You give this 2.5 there. You're about $6 million there. That's 2 minimum guys. Damn near 3 because prorated. This can help you improve your roster if you do another move where you send another body out. Because this opens up 1 slot. You do another move where you send another guy out, that opens up 2 slots. You can always convert a 2-way guy. Koloko, Oliveri, you can always do that as well. So this gives you the options to do so. Now, Robert Williams is similar to Nick Richards from a standpoint of similar defensively to AD, not offensively, right? He's not going to go out there. He can't put the ball in his hands, Can't do anything. He can switch on multiple positions. He has incredible recovery, incredible range. I've seen him block a shot at the rim, get out to guard the three-point shooter, and block that as well when the rebound came out long. Like, he's got incredible recovery range. Now, injury, he is prone to injury. And that's one thing, especially come playoff time. And that's one thing you're going to have to consider is if you do trade for him and he's more money this year and for next year. He's the most money of any of these guys we would trade for. He's injury prone. And again, a guy, I don't know if you're really going to play him for extended minutes next to AD in a playoff series. He's a guy that could back up AD, a guy that can start if AD's out. But someone like Valanciunas can get 5 to 6 extra minutes a game playing alongside AD and not just backing him up. Robert Williams is probably not going to give you as much as that. On a positive note, though, he's got playoff experience. He's got finals experience. He's got deep playoff run experience. This is a plus. Nick Richards doesn't have that. Valanciunas has been in the playoffs. So these are all things that you gotta weigh out. And these are all the things you gotta figure out if you're the Lakers. 54 likes on the video, yo. 150 something people in here right now on YouTube. We got 75 people in here on Twitter X right now. Y'all out and about tonight pulling up the Empire Jeff TV. I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys heavily. So now that we've done that, now that we have done the whole breakdown on those other two, we broke down the trade, right? Now let's go ahead and let's look at Robert Williams III, what his numbers look like. All right. So this season, he's averaging about 7 points a game, about 5 rebounds a game. He's playing about 17 minutes. He's played 11 games. Again, he's known to be injury prone. He started 1 game. Okay. Let's go and take out what he averages out as a starter if he were to start. Now, when he gets starters minutes, 15 points a game, 10 rebounds a game, 3 blocks a game when he ages out as a starter. But let me tell you, if AD goes down, this guy is probably going to be the best defensive option. Like if the Lakers are planning to have a better defense, if the Lakers are planning to, like, no matter what, try to be in a top 10 of defensive rating, having someone like Robert Williams III improves that, even if AD goes down, because he's that good of a defender, even if AD goes down. Now, can he stay healthy? Can he stay healthy? It's going to be the problem, right? That's going to be the thing. Can he stay healthy? Now, let's go ahead and check out his splits. But again, he's only played 11 games this year. This is really kind of slim pickings here. Kind of try to divide this up and think about what we're looking at here. But he's a veteran guy, right? So he's not going to be too crazy off of home on the road because he's played deep into the playoffs. A little bit 1 point difference at about pretty much the same exact minutes here. His plus minus, though, at home is huge versus on the road. That's interesting right there. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take a look at his breakdown versus starting or coming off the bench, right? And that's something that if he's going to ever replace AD as a starter for a game, a couple of games, these are things we have to look at. He gets a lot more minutes as a reserve when he comes off the bench. When he starts, he only gets about 12 minutes a game. Granted, he's only started 1 game, so this is a rough comparison. But his numbers are similar, scoring-wise. Rebounding not, but more minutes. Now, when we go here and we look at the East and the Western Conference, again, hasn't played the East a lot. But we look at it, 2 more minutes versus the East. Numbers are similar. Rebounds are similar. This guy kind of looks like a veteran. His splits match up a little bit, whether he starts, comes off the bench, whether it's home, whether it's road, whether it's either conference. His splits line up. And that's kind of what you want to see. But when you go in and look, he played the 1 game against Denver. He played 10 minutes. He did not score a point. Only 4 rebounds. So when you go down and you look at all these, the more you break this down and you look at their splits, you look at their home roads, you look at the conference, you look at what guys can bring to a team. And although I would take any of these guys for the money, for the fit, for the need, for the strategy, my vote would be Jonas Valančiūnas. Now, I want to know who you guys got in the chat. Let me go and throw up a poll real quick. I broke that down a lot. I know this was kind of long-winded to start here. One second here. 1 second. I'm going to throw up a poll here because I'm curious to see what you guys think. All right. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to throw up that poll right now. And again, I do apologize. I know I'm used to getting to your comments by now. I'm 44 minutes or so in here, but I really wanted to break all of this down. Really wanted to break all this down. So I thank y'all for your patience. I thank y'all for being here. Once again, I am Empire Jeff. This is Empire Jeff TV. Tonight, we are discussing the Los Angeles Lakers. If you guys are kind of new to the channel over the last 3-4 months and you're used to me talking baseball, well, this is what I did night in and night out before I started covering the Dodgers. Now I'm going to be covering both the Lakers and the Dodgers. So I'll be doing a Dodger video tomorrow. So make sure to pull up. Right now, we are covering the Los Angeles Lakers. But if you watch the Lakers and you watch the NBA and you like the NBA and the Lakers, stick around, catch it, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. Let's see. This poll started going already. Okay, so very interested to see how this poll breaks down. Let me get to your couple comments real quick. Let me get a glass of water because I just talked for my entire life right now. Hold on a second. Oh, 1 second. Holidays, man. A lot of celebration, a lot of drinking, a lot of hydrating. So on that note, let me go on and run through some of these. Appreciate y'all again. Craig, what's going on, man? Search and Destroy. Appreciate you as always. Festo, what up? What up? One Peruvian guy, what's up with you? Happy New Year to you. Festo again, what's going on? Quick plug. Get all your MLB, NBA, NFL gear and more. Make sure to use our link to get special discounts, and your purchase also helps support the channel. So if you shop at Fanatics or you shop at MLB.com, NBA.com, NFL.com, anywhere, tap our link. Your order experience does not change. You're just entitled to some discounts, and it helps out the channel because we have partnered with the great people at Fanatics, and when you order through them, through us, they take care of us because you order through us. So go ahead and drop that link. I'm sure tap that link, do all your Fanatics orders, and I'm sure Search, who's the best in the business, is dropping that in the chat as well. Joseph Soro, what's going on, Joseph? He said, what the hell is this? What's going on, sir? Make sure to go subscribe to Lakers Fast Break. My guy over there, Joe, Gerald, and all them, does great content over there, great work on pretty much every single night talking Lakers, man. So make sure to go subscribe to them and the great work that they do over there. First stream of 2025, LFG. That's facts, man. That's facts. To Tran, what's going on, my brother? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a great New Year as well. Hope you and the family are doing great. Happy to see you, man. Real happy to see you, man. Gregory Brown, salute to you, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Judah Rising, salute, brother. Salute to you. Thank you for tuning in. Alex Silva, what's going on? How's it going, Jeff? Rocking my Lakers beanie I got for Christmas. That's what's up. There you go. What's going on, Xbox? Happy New Year to you as well. Appreciate you. What's going on, Miguel? Happy New Year to you and your fam, Jeff. Lakers are in need of a big. By the way, did you see DFS rebounding metric stats? Dude is an A at offensive rebounding. Crazy. Yes. And like I said, what he brings to the table is going to absolutely help, which is why I think we need to get a little bit more of a skilled big because of we have AD, we have Christian Wood. And if we get someone like Jonas Valančiūnas along with the DFS and a Vando can be a good rebounder too. I think we need a guy who has a little bit more offensive touch in case AD needs a break. Because while Jonas may not be the best defensively, he can bump the bigs and AD can roam. But he can also go out there and be your low post guy for 3, 4, 5 possessions straight and give AD a little bit of a break there. He definitely can. Sammy the man, salute, brother. Salute, Jeff. I like Nick Richards or Walker Kessler. Again, first of all, I would take any of these guys because we need one so badly. I would not be upset if we got Nick Richards. I don't think we'll get Walker Kessler because I believe in the end the price will be too high. Doesn't mean we won't get him. I just believe he might be a little bit pricey. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Bridges, salute, brother. Yo, what up, Jeff? Gabe has a contract, but if you trade him, you lose all perimeter defense. Tough situation. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You lose if you've already traded a dealer who doesn't give you defense, but he can shoot, right? And he's capable of going off for 25, 28, 30 in a game. Maybe he's not going to average that, but he's capable of winning a playoff game for you. He's done it. You've already gotten rid of him, right? Now, DFS is going to help you win games too. So that was 1 for 1, right? But if you trade small for big and you already traded D'Lo and then you trade Gabe Vincent, I really don't trust the ball handling situation come playoff time. And that's going to be a concern. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Definitely going to have to keep an eye on that. Mr. Laid Back, salute, bro. Happy New Year, Jeff. Happy New Year to you. What big do you think the Lakers will go after besides the cat from DC? So probably put this way early in the chat, so I definitely covered that. It's crazy how Pelinka has ignored AD's request for a center. Haven't had a center since 2020. Well, again, those are kind of narrated to it, because there was this clip that was going around of AD joking about playing the 4 and the 5, and he said it's not about him playing the 4, it's just about having help at the 5, and I'm telling you that's what it is. And yes, the Lakers have absolutely, for the most part, they gave him help in 2020, right? They thought they gave help in 2020 with Gasol and Montrezl Harrell, and honestly, like, that team was off to a fantastic start, and then injuries crept in. It was when 2022 hit, and then they let Dwight walk. They brought Dwight back, and Dwight wasn't Dwight anymore. And that's what always kills me about all the people who are the bring back Dwight crowd. Forget how he played in 2022. In 2022, Dwight was washed. He was done NBA wise, right? And no other team has picked him up either. They brought him in for workouts. No one's pulled him in. And I love everything about what Dwight was in 2020. It's just not Dwight no more. I love that he cleared his name with the Lakers. I love that he came back, and I love that the fans, he became a fan favorite, and they want him on the team. I love that for him. But he's not the guy no more. Really, he's a 39-year-old center himself, right? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But if you go and you get any of these guys, Robert Williams, Jonas Valanciunas, Nick Richards, Walker Kessler, Sharp, any of these dudes that you would potentially go get, would be a massive upgrade over what they have right now as far as help for AD. So I'm not against any of them. I just kind of have a priority, like prioritize which ones I would pretty much go for. Nico, salute, Nico. What up, Jeff? Do you believe Rob has another move in him, and will it be the move to get this team to contenders? Excellent question. So here's my thing. My last video, I said the Lakers have broken the seal. And, fellas, you know how it is once you break the seal. They're not going to stop. So there will be moves. I don't know which one exactly it will be, but there will be moves. And I think that if it's for Jonas and it's Gabe, that I suspect that move to happen and then go get a guard. If it is the route of getting Nick Richards and you only have to give up like a Jackson Hayes and a Jalen Hood Shafino, opens a roster spot. So maybe then you go and maybe try to find someone, a bruising big out there, right, to go with that. You got your wings. You can keep your guard there. So we would see with that. Now, the Robert Williams trade, again, that would be interesting too, because you'd have to figure out, okay, how are we going to make that deal work? How are we going to replace that? So that one, again, would be pretty similar. It would be Gabe and it would be Hood Shafino, and you'd free up some extra money there. You'd have the roster spot and you'd have some money. You can convert one of the two-way guys, or you can go get someone below the mid-level. So it all depends on what other moves the Lakers think they could line up. And it also depends on how healthy they think, again, I hate that word, but it's true, how healthy they think Vando and Wood are going to be. Because if healthy, these are two significant additions to this team. If healthy and if productive, right? These are two serious additions to this team. I don't care who says otherwise. I don't care that they haven't played all year. If the Lakers believe they can, the players believe they can, and they come back, they can impact this team. Will they? We'll see. But anyone that says that those guys becoming healthy and able to play wouldn't help this team, they're just bitter, right? So outside of that, you'd have to wait and see. That's why it would be ideal for those guys to come back now, because then you'd have a full month to evaluate and see what these guys are before you have to make a move by February 6th. So all these things come into play. So it's really hard to answer that question, for sure. Let's see. That was Nico's question. Trying to get to everything here. Miguel says Lakers need a backup big. Jared Allen with no offensive game has a motor that killed us. Yep. Facts. They're talking to search. Let me mind my business. Yeah. What's going on, BC? It is early for me tonight, man. It was early for me tonight, for sure. I had some time. I was home. Figured let's do this. As long as we aren't a playing team, I'm fine. That's what it is right now. And I would love to be a home court team in the first round. I would love to get a 4th seed. I would absolutely love to get a 4th seed. Our lineup is huge now. I think we're like 6'5" at our shortest player, excluding Bronny, Gabe, etc. Yep. Facts. We're back to Lakers podcast. Thank you for all the love here. Yep. We're doing Lakers and Dodgers. We got Lakers tonight. We will have Dodgers tomorrow. For my Dodger people, I'm meeting with someone tomorrow to get an update on a few things. So tune in tomorrow for some Dodgers updates. Tune in tomorrow. Stunner, what's going on, Stunner? Salute, Jeff. Which center that can slow down Jokic? I think. Look, here's the thing. I think that's kind of the problem, right? I don't think any. Well, and not what you're saying is a problem. No one is going to stop Jokic. No one is going to stop Jokic whatsoever. We got 46 votes on the poll here right now. Come on, y'all. Jump in this poll right now asking, which center do you want the Lakers to trade for? Jonas, Nick Richards, or Robert Williams III? Need a little bit more participation in that. Great participation on the likes. We already got 71 likes on the video, 150 people in the building. So if you have not yet dropped a like on the video,
acknowledge me, please.
Help me out. Drop a like. We'd greatly appreciate it. But so no one's going to stop or necessarily quote unquote slow down Joker. That's not what it's really about. For me, it's about not slowing down Joker. For me, it's about saving energy for AD. Is kind of what it is for me. So slowing down Joker, the best way to slow down Joker would be to have a high motor AD in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? For me. So if you have a guy that can go out there and at least compete with Joker, a guy that can score 10 to 15 points a game, a guy that can bump him, dislodge him, make him a little bit uncomfortable as far as getting to his spot, draw some fouls, frustrate him a little bit maybe. Like that is going to help AD immensely. And then if we have a high motor AD in the fourth quarter, then we could be off and running, man. I really think we could be off and running. If Kyrie came here, they might win in 2023. Yeah, but this wasn't going to happen. Josiah was never going to let that happen. Two Trans said, would you be open to trading LeBron if it gets us back D-Fox and a rotational big to play along AD? What I'm open to and what the Lakers will do are two totally different things. The Lakers are not trading LeBron James. He's too much of a cash cow. They're not going to trade him. Jeremy, what's going on, Jeremy? I said, bro, when are you going to be on Around the League with Dan and the fellas? Y'all collabs are always fire. Hey, appreciate you. I just got barely back into basketball. I haven't even been doing basketball. Shout out to everyone at Around the League. Obviously, you know it. Great times over there. I just barely got back to basketball, so I'm kind of just locked into my own channel right there. But they do great work over there. I'm just really locked in on getting my channel back to basketball because I've been covering baseball. Who knows what the future holds, but right now I'm just kind of locked into my own channel right now. You know what I mean? I haven't really popped up a lot of places basketball wise. I'm just really trying to get back in the groove of things over here at Empire Jeff TV. But I appreciate you checking in. I appreciate you looking for it. Who knows what the future holds? Sonny says, salute Jeff. Lakers have to beat Denver to win a chip. Well, yeah, I mean, or someone else like I said, the Lakers didn't have to play Denver last year, and like Minnesota got them in the first round and knocked them out. I mean, like who knows what happens, right? Just we know that Denver is not necessarily, and maybe they are. I'm not saying they're not, but it's not just the fact that maybe they're better on paper. It's just until the Lakers really get them out of their head and the Lakers get out of their own way when it comes to playing Denver, then this is what's going to happen, right? Then the Lakers are capable of beating Denver. The problem is they just can't. They haven't been able to, which is why I never understood why everyone was said, I want them in round one last year. Let's get them out the way. Like, man, you're playing with fire. Why would you want to face a team that you know is in your head in the first round? And I kept telling everybody, and they thought I was crazy. No, we're gonna take them. No, man, we're not. We have to be able to beat them in the regular season and believe we can beat them in the playoffs. So the Lakers have to very least split with Denver this year. Yeah, that's if they played them 4 times. I got to double check. I don't know if they played them 3 or 4 times this year. If they play them 4, they got to split. If they play them 3, they got to win at least 1 because they'll for sure have at least 1 in Denver. And I don't know where that third one is if it's only 3 instead of 4. Because sometimes there's some teams you play in your conference 3 times instead of 4 times. So maybe someone in the chat can check that, but I'm not entirely sure how many times they play Denver. But if they play them 4 times, they got to split it. If they play them 3 times, they got to get a third of it and then win one of those games. They have to have known in their mind they beat them 1 time in the playoffs. They have to be able to beat them this season. You don't want to go into the playoffs having been swept by them again and potentially having to face them. This is definitely not what you want. Jerica, Happy New Year, Jeff. You are so handsome. Hey, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Happy New Year to you as well. I greatly appreciate you. Let's see. Jeremy says, I think we need a scoring guard off the bench to replace D'Lo. Any options realistic for us? So, I know a lot of people want to give Oliveri a chance. He's just unproven. We don't know what he's going to do, right? I've talked about Markelle Fultz. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Lonnie Walker is a guard off the bench I wouldn't hate, but it all depends on me what we trade. If we keep Gabe, then we don't necessarily need a point guard. If we trade Gabe, we need a point guard, right? I wouldn't hate Lonnie Walker. I wouldn't hate Markelle Fultz. Dennis Smith Jr., I don't really know what he has right now. These type of guys, it's going to be tough because you can't get anyone above a mid-level exception. So, if you trade a Gabe, you got to be prepared here. Now, you got to count on Shake. May have to count on like I said, like a Fultz or Oliveri. Yeah, you're going to have to count on these guys. Now, LeBron, I expect to play some heavy minutes at point guard in the playoffs. I expect that to happen now, especially come fourth quarter. But during the regular game, during the regular minutes, first, second, third quarter, the non-crunch time minutes, I don't want Austin Reeves being the point guard of this team heavily. When teams can press him and trap him, I really prefer this. It's no Austin Reeves shade. He can get really good team assists, with the ball go, you swing it to the top, swing it again, like that extra pass. He can do some good things out there. But I think any decent defensive team and any coach that's not a half-wit is going to find a way to pressure him and get him to turn the ball over some. And I do have some worries about that. Gregory Brown, salute, bro. Empire Jeff, people trip me out when they say nobody wants Laker players. That couldn't be far from the truth. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true at all. Look, well, first of all, teams would line up to get Anthony Davis. If the Lakers wanted to move Dalton Connect, teams would line up to get him. If the Lakers wanted to move Austin Reeves, teams would line up to get him. If the Lakers wanted to flip DFS after just getting him, teams would line up to get him. Like, it's untrue. Like, it's just simply untrue. Now, can the Lakers get first-round picks for all of these guys? Not all of them, right? Can they get unprotected first for some of these guys? Not all of them. But you could argue that the Lakers are more stingy with their players than the league not wanting them. The Lakers haven't made a lot of them available via trade. So it's kind of the opposite. People are out here spewing this narrative saying that no one wants Laker players, when the reality is Rob hasn't really been shopping a lot of the Laker players. We knew D'Lo was shopped. We know Gabe Vincent. I still don't 100% believe they're shopping Rui. I think it's something they may have to consider and something they should consider, but I'm not even convinced they're doing that. So they're not shopping Austin. They're not shopping Connect. They're not shopping Rui. They're not shopping Braun. They're not shopping AD. They're not shopping DFS. So when they talk about teams not wanting Laker players, the Lakers haven't wanted to move off of Laker players. Now, they want to talk trade, but like I said, D'Lo, Gabe, these guys have been. But outside of that, there really haven't been a lot of guys the Lakers have been looking to move. Need more 2020 gear. I got a lot of 2020 gear for the Lakers and Dodgers. Nando, what's going on, man? If they don't get Scott and Roki, they should bring back Flaherty. We're going to talk a lot of baseball tomorrow, Nando. I got you. I'm getting some updates tomorrow, and hopefully I'll have some good ones for you guys tomorrow. Probably down, not like Braun is getting younger. They're not going to trade him, though. They're not going to trade him. What's going on, Todd Church? Can we just trade for Simon and Williams? Simon's money is a little high, man. I don't know if the Lakers are taking on that contract like that, along with Williams. You're going to have to take on Williams and his injury concern. They're going to have to take on Simons and his money. And then if Braun retires, I don't know if he's going to, if Braun retires and you got both those salaries there, you're like, damn it. You know what I mean? So I don't think they do both of those. I don't think they would do both of those at all. Joe says AD was the 5 at the end of games. He was the 4 at the beginning of games. Yep. He was up the 4 at the beginning of games. But the death lineup was always AD at the 5. And again, limiting the wear and tear on AD, no matter where he's playing, is why you need just a secondary big. The problem is when you have LeBron James, and again, I want to stop myself from calling LeBron a problem, because that's not what I'm saying. You got to be careful because people flip your words. I'm not saying that LeBron is a problem. I'm saying that LeBron James is 40 years old and he shouldn't be out there guarding point guards or wings. He shouldn't be doing that. So as long as that's the case and you have AD is going to be the 5, Braun is going to be the 4. Now, offensively, Braun can play the point. Braun can play the 3. Braun can play any position on the floor offensively. But defensively, in a playoff series, guys are going to put guys out there that can run, right? So, and they're going to have a couple of bigs out there, and Braun's going to have to check one of those bigs, power forward, right? So, or stretch forward. That's what it's going to be. And it's no shade towards Braun. It's just a reality. Now, if Braun wasn't on this team, or AD was on another team, then the team was like, look, we're going to go with like a Minnesota approach. We're going to go with a Cavs approach. Like, then you could probably do that. But putting Braun at the 3, the 2, or the 1 right now just isn't an option defensively. So it's just not going to happen. Now, getting someone out there, Jonas can come off the bench and be Braun's backup, slide to the 5, AD slides to the 4. He can come in for AD, Braun stays at the 4, Jonas at the 5. You see what I'm saying? Like, he can help with that. Nick Richards and Robert Williams could come in and spell AD, but those guys aren't going to play the 4. They're not going to come in and fill in for Braun if he comes out first. So that's why I like Jonas, is because his versatility offensively, and his ability to bump those bigger bigs because of his strength. I think that would really help AD, especially if you have DFS, Vando, and Christian Wood, and even a Rui. I think Jonas is the big that we need, the style of big that we need, because I think Richards and Williams, there'll be some redundancy there. I think they're better than what we currently have, but I would like to have a Jonas, an AD, Wood, a Vando, DFS, Braun, Rui. I would like that combination because we have a bruiser. And that's kind of the combination that I would prefer to have. Would love Kessler, but seems like Utah overvalues him. Just not sure I can give 2 firsts for a guy who don't project hard to ever be an all-star. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. And that is a lot of draft capital to give up for him. And then you got to pay him. Similar to Gasol during the back-to-back years. Yep. Can you imagine defensive lineup of Max, Cam, Vando, DFS, or LeBron and AD? Good guy. Yeah, that would be being able to switch on everything, being able to trap, versatility. Now, the next thing is JJ has to be able to handle this, y'all. Like, JJ has to be able to handle it, right? So, like I said, last night, we don't know if Jackson Hayes was not ready, and they only made the roster change just to keep Koloko from getting too many games stacked up, and he can't go past 50 because of the two-way that he's on, right? So we don't know if they made that change yesterday just to protect his 50 games, because if Jackson Hayes was available to play last night and they did not play him, and if JJ is falling in love with Rui at the 5 and going small, has got some Darvin Ham vibes written on it, man. I don't like that. If Jackson Hayes was available, he should have played against Cleveland last night. Now, I am not going to pretend that I know if he was or not. Like I said, this could have been all about Koloko and had nothing to do with Hayes. But if Hayes was available and he's choosing to go with Rui as his number 2 big because he did it a lot against Sacramento, and they've played Sacramento a lot in the last 10 days, and it worked. I don't know, man. I don't think that's something that we can continuously get away with. I don't think that's something we can get away with at all. Kessler, Sexton. Okay, let's see here. Let's go ahead and check where we are with the all right, so it's getting close here. We got 77 votes on the poll. All right, we got 170 people in the building right now on YouTube. So please, if you have not done so already, join the poll. Which big would you trade for if you were the Lakers? Jonas Valanciunas, Nick Richards, or Robert Williams III? Please join the conversation. Let me know. I'm going to let this rock for a little bit longer. Doing my best here to catch up to all your guys' posts here. I talked for a good 40 minutes, so it's going to be tough. We'll love to sign Fultz, gets to the rim as well. Yeah, Fultz is so much better than people think he is. Now Kessler and Sexton, I dive all in. Kessler and Sexton, I would not be opposed to. I really have an issue with letting Utah having 3 of our first-round picks over the next 7 years. I think that's something that could be dangerous. I think you got to be careful there. I'm not giving up 2 firsts for Kessler. But if you're talking about Sexton and Kessler, you got to talk about that. I just don't know if that's realistic. 2 says, that's what I'm saying. I think the Kings will do that trade. Fox is clearly disgruntled anyways. He is, but those are all clutch clients, right? And LeBron isn't being traded to Sacramento. Like, he's not going to do that. I don't want LBJ's at the 3 for a long time. Yeah, no. He could play it. He could play any spot on the floor. He's still great out there. Like, he still has great moments out there. But look, I think what LeBron James is doing at 40 years old is absolutely incredible. I'm in awe of it. I can't believe we're witnessing this. I think LeBron can play 5 more years. But we're starting to see a little dip in the average. We're starting to see a few things here. But I think Bron can be an effective NBA player for still 5 more years. My biggest thing is but LeBron still being the $50 million guy and AD refusing to accept the number 1 role, the Lakers, this is just kind of what they're going to be, a middle of the pack team. And again, this is no shade. No shade. No guy I know could have been doing right now what Bron is doing. Jordan, Kobe, Shaq, all these guys at 40 were, I mean, Jordan, had those years off, came back, was still scoring, right? But they weren't winning anything. Like, Kobe's my guy. Kobe's my GOAT. Kobe's my favorite player of all time. Kobe's body betrayed him by 36, by really 34, 33, really. After that 2010 title, like his knee, just his body just started wearing down. A lot of miles, a lot of playoff games, a lot of finals games, a lot of Olympics. Like his body wore down. So that's my guy. That's my guy, right? But what LeBron James is doing at 40 years old, shout out to Bron, man. Insanity. What's going on, Daniel Berry? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, that one Sun game, man, when they did that big three lineup, it's one of the best games I saw Darvin coach. It's one of those games that kind of started to give me a little hope for him. It all went to hell, but when they were still tricking people about the LeBron 30-minute restriction, and then they were kind of running the minutes, but in reality it was all about keeping him fresh for the fourth when KD was gassed and Bron had energy and they cooked him. That was a great strategy, but that strategy wouldn't last because teams picked up on it after 2 games. But that game where they went up with the 3 big lineup and then Bron was fresh, he outplayed KD in the fourth. Incredible, right? But then it all just kind of went to hell, man. They practice in jail. NBA Finals or bust. Man, it's going to be tough. But I'll tell you this. This is the most wide open I've seen the league in a while. This is really wide open. Like majorly wide open. This reminds me more of 2023 than 2024. The Lakers pull off the move for DFS, which they did. They get some guys back healthy. They make another move or two around the margins, right? I don't think we're going to see a major trade. I don't think we're going to see a De'Aaron Fox. I don't think we're going to see like something major. I could be wrong, but I don't think we're going to see anything major as of right now. Things can change. But I think you're going to see them make some moves, defense improve, get some things going, post all-star break, go on a run, except for this time they won't be coming back from the 13th seed. Hopefully they'll be coming back from the 6th, 7th, 5th, whatever seed. And I think the Lakers, if they tinker this roster, guys come back healthy, they could get 4th, 5th, or 6th seed. They could be out of the play-in. And I think you could see a deep playoff run as long as they don't have to face Denver. And even if they do, maybe this version of them can finally beat them. But there's no one in the West I really fear other than our track record against Denver. The mental breakdowns and the mental lapses against Denver is all I really worry about when it comes to this team. Now, outside of that, does that mean I think they're going to win a championship? No. Not as currently constructed, but we'll see what this team looks like after the trade deadline. We'll see how this team is playing going into March and April, and we'll reassess. Can't no one tell you who's going to be healthy, who's going to be on this team, how the team is gelling, what style of play they're playing, JJ settling in as a coach. What type of defense will they be playing by then? What type of offense will they be playing by then? What other teams may or may not have injuries? What other teams may or may not have disrupted chemistry via trade? Way too many variables to predict anything. All I know is that if this team does the moves, puts themselves in position, and other teams have some misfortune, well, then the Lakers are in position to do something. That's all I'm saying. So I think you have a chance to do something this year because the league is wide open and without necessarily giving up your entire future. I don't think you have to give up your entire future to give yourself a chance this year. And we'll see if I'm right about that. Lakers all day dope. Salute, brother. Appreciate you, man. Empire Jeff, look up Train Man. He's a point guard. You should look. I know who Train Man is. I know. But like I said, if they move Gabe, they're going to have to get another one. And again, I know that a lot of people are down on Markelle Fultz, but I don't think they've seen him play for a while. McGee and Howard would be nice again. Not now. They're all if it was 2020 versions of them, yes, but not now. Not now. Dad, you must have 30 computers set up. Why we can't get Tristan Thompson? I don't think he's available. And I know people got really hyper after seeing Tristan Thompson play like 4 minutes in a series that was over. That ship has sailed too. Eddie Jones is your favorite Laker? I loved Eddie Jones, man. I loved watching him play. I really like, man, that team, that whole team that they had, pre-Shaq and Kobe, And then with Shaq and Kobe, and Eddie was still there early with Van Exel. They moved Sabalos, they moved Van Exel, they moved Jones, moved all those guys. But man, that team I really, really loved. Really, really loved. He said 4 devices. That's funny. See, Tristan. Say you want Christian Wood gone? I mean, Christian Wood could add something to this team, man. He could. School, what's up, my guy Jeff Stradamus? What's up, man? What up, School? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you had a good New Year, man. Hope you had a good New Year. I was waiting for this. I was waiting for someone to bring up this, and I want to talk about this. Of course, D'Lo dropped 22 points today. D'Lo's dropped 28 for us recently, right? D'Lo playing on a team like Brooklyn with no aspirations, playing free, stress-free, pressure-free, ball in his hands, usage rate up. He's gonna score. He's gonna score. Let's see if Brooklyn sneaks in to a play-in, how he plays in the playoffs for them, right? But on this team, D'Lo wasn't going to be that consistent guy. Just wasn't going to be it. And I don't hate D'Lo. I wish him well. I wish it would have worked here. It didn't. Now we on to something else, you know. But I wish it would have worked out here. I wish it would have. And then go for the Washington Center, says Craig. Yeah, so let's check this poll. Let's check this poll. All right. So we got 92 votes. Jonas, this is close, man. So no one really, it looks like, wants Robert Williams. It's coming down to Jonas and Nick Richards. 94 votes on the poll. If you have not done so already, please join the poll. Which big should the Lakers trade for? Jonas Valanciunas, Nick Richards, or Robert Williams III? Let me know via the poll, man. Shout out to y'all, man. 90 likes on the video already. 170 people in the building. We're pushing over 1,200 views already. Love y'all showing up like this on New Year's Day, man. Appreciate y'all, man. You can also become a member here at the channel, man. Tap that join button, the first link in the description. For less than the cost of lunch, you can become a member for an entire month. Great way to help support the channel. Member-only videos, member-only live streams, some giveaways coming soon. I got to step up my membership video game, but great way to support the channel. Shout out to all the members who have signed up already. What's going on, Cuba? Cuba fool. Hoping we send out more guys than we get and bring in Fultz, Wood, Hayes, and JSS don't hurt the trade away. Yeah. So I'm saying if you get to a point where you trade 1 for 2 for 1 or 3 for 2, then you start freeing up some spots there. So glad D'Lo's off the team. Yeah, I'm glad D'Lo's out of here too, man. Glad he's out of here too, man. What's up, the kid? What's going on? Not gonna lie, I missed the Lakers content, dog. Not gonna lie, I missed the Lakers content, dog. I don't watch baseball, but I was following still. Hey, appreciate you, the kid, man. Appreciate you. And yeah, man, I was never gonna fully leave basketball, but I was really, really passionate and locked in on baseball, and really kind of just needed the break from basketball. I did the whole season last year. It was a very toxic year, very rough year. I told you guys I had some very, very ill family members that took some time and took a toll, and I couldn't do both sports at the time. And baseball, the Dodgers were on a World Series run and won the World Series, and I prioritized baseball because I really, really, really want to be known as a guy that covers both sports and covers both sports well, and not just someone who half-ass it, but someone who really is that dude in that space and doesn't clout stream and just shows up and can give you that good content, the great details, and all that stuff like I did for basketball, but for baseball. And I really want to be that dude that's known for both. And so now I'm back. Now I'm back doing basketball. I'm going to stay doing baseball. It's going to be a 50-50 channel, man. I'm that two-way sports guy here, man. I really, really, really am coming for that crown this year. And I think I'm going to get it. There's not a lot that can do what I do when it comes to both sports. Engaging, as far as and the chat and the back and forth and the dealing with it and staying on path, staying on topic, and just straight ahead, keeping it what it is. And I think this channel has a chance to be the best there is at it, right? There's a lot of other great ones that do it too, like that cover the Dodgers and that cover the Lakers, but there's very few, if any, that do both. And then everyone on the channel can do both, right? And that's all I'm going to really bring around. If you can't do both, it's going to be hard for you to participate in both on the channel. So, but shout out. But I'm also trying to bring my basketball chat to baseball and try to help them bridge that gap and help them get into baseball, and vice versa, baseball into my basketball coverage. So appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, the kid. I'm back. I got y'all a lot of NBA content. I'll be back on Playback eventually, but it's hard, man. With a career, with a wife, with a life, I can't live stream basketball full games every day, man. That's not in the cards for someone as busy as me. But this type of thing, some pregame, some postgame, stuff like that, I can definitely, keep up and stay on top of there. But appreciate you, the kid. Appreciate you, Search. Cuba said, yeah, there we go. Salute, LA Ballin. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the support. Doing my best to catch up to all your chats here, man. Rendering something right now. Okay, gotcha. Make sure to go subscribe to Cuba, man. Search, can if you haven't done so already, or Cuba, man, put your channel in the chat. Make sure to give Cuba some support, man. Give Cuba some support. Purple and Gold, what's up, my guy? What's up, Lakers family? The GOAT is back. What are the chances we getting a bruising big without using the first? Hey, appreciate you, man. I don't know if I'm GOAT level yet, but I'll take the compliment. I don't know if I'm GOAT level, but they're handing out GOAT cards like it's candy, so maybe I should get one too, right? But appreciate you though. But let's see. Jay Hollywood, what's going on, man? Empire Jeff. Why do people, specifically LeBron fans, hate AR? They were even trashing last night's performance. Hey, look, I can't speak for everybody, and I don't want to attempt to, right? People just like what they like and dislike what they dislike. I'm not here to sell people on Austin. I'm not here to turn people on Austin. I'm not here to sell people on Braun or turn people about Braun. If they have a great game, I'll speak on it. If they have a bad game, I'll speak on it. I don't get too high, don't get too low. I'm not as high on AR as some. I'm not as low as some. I think AR is a very good player to have on your team, as long as he's not a guy that you're counting out as your top 3 or 4 guys. I think a lot of the time he was used, I don't want to say out of position, but kind of out of position as far as where his role was on the floor defensively. He's not a point guard, right? And they're kind of having him do a little. So I think at some points he's not used correctly. And AR is a good teammate. He's a good player. He plays hard. He competes. But I think like those who are like, AR is an all-star or he's going to be a star. Like, I don't subscribe to that. I think he's a good player. I think he has a chance to have a very long NBA career. I've gone back and forth in my own mind debating on whether I believe he's a starter on a winning team, like championship level team. I still kind of question that at times, even though he's had a really great 3-game run. Salute to him. He's been incredible. He's been brilliant. But I still, at times, really look like, man, having him off the bench would be nice, because that means that our starting backcourt would be even nicer, right? So as far as why people dislike AR, I mean, point blank period. I think there are people that like AR because he's white, and I think there are people that hate AR because he's white. I think there's both sides, right? I'm not one of those guys, but I can't say that's everyone. I said there are some. There are some who dislike Austin Reeves just because they don't like his game. And, I don't want to speak on it because it's kind of a toxic subject, but you ask the question and it comes up everywhere, right? So now when it comes when people say like LeBron fans hate Austin, I don't know why that is, because LeBron himself loves Austin, right? And I know plenty of Braun fans that don't hate Austin Reeves. They like him. They're not all the same, right? Look, there are extreme Laker fans, and there are toxic Laker fans, and there's extreme toxic Laker fans. And then there's casual Laker fans. And there's all these different, I've talked about this. It's kind of one of the reasons I took a break from basketball, because there's so many different pockets of fan bases. Team stands can be just as bad as player fans. Fans who just don't speak any negativity about their team. They only talk up. If they lose, it's their fault. They give no credit to other teams, right? So for me, I can't speak on how anyone, but there's all these different pockets and pools of different fans, how they see the game that they like, the players they like or dislike. And quite honestly, it's their right to like or dislike whoever they want on the floor, right? If they don't like Austin, they don't like Austin. Like, I'm not going to sit here and get into beef or debates with people because they don't like Austin Reeves. Like, I don't really care, like, at that standpoint, right? Just like I don't care if people don't like LeBron. I don't care if people didn't like Kobe. I don't care if people, don't like MJ, or if they love MJ. They love Kobe. They love Braun. if they love Austin. I don't care, right? That's their vision and version of basketball that they like or hate. And to sit here and try to sum it all up, there's a lot of different reasons. But the Austin thing, like I said, the sit up here and act like I said, there are people that love him because he's white, and there's people that hate him because he's white. That's just a fact. Like, you just hear it, right? People have said it. Like, so outside of that, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. You know what I mean? But I think Austin at times unfairly gets kind of put into situations that he shouldn't be in. He's had moments where he's cooked, and he's had moments when he's been bad. And if they don't give him credit when he does good, they got their agendas. If they don't bash him when he does bad, they've got their agendas. And I just don't really care about that stuff no more, right? I don't think we should. Debating someone who's so far in one direction, they're never coming your way. They're never going to meet you halfway on that. If they're that convinced and if they're dying on that hill that badly, don't even waste your time. Either way, defending your guy, trying to put down another guy, don't make any sense to waste any time on it. I went a lot longer on that than I wanted to, but a good question, and hope you guys understand what I meant, what I mean by that. But I like Austin. I don't love Austin. I don't think he's the greatest ever, right? I think that he's a good player for this team, but I think if Austin is one of our 3 or 4 best players, I don't think we're a competitor. That's just me. Once again, salute Reg. Shout out to Reggie, man. You should go subscribe to the locker room, man. He's been comedy late, man. Reg is always comedy, but he's been going he's been going in. I'm a busy man. Search says Cuba. Says Cuba. Let's see. Let me mind my business. D'Lo stands hated Reeves the most. Well, they were kind of pinned each other against each other, right? Because you had D'Lo fans wanting to blame Austin for why D'Lo was getting put through the ringer, and then you had this is why like stands, player stands, it's so tough sometimes because they just never admit no wrong in there. Not all of them. I want to be clear. I'm not putting them all in the same group, but some of them you just can't. Sammy says, I wouldn't mind Jonas, but I think Nick Richards better fit. How he can run up and down the floor. I get it. But Koloko can run up and down the floor, right? Jackson Hayes can run up and down the floor. We need guys that can bump some of these big guys, man. We need some of those bumpers. What's going on, Rough Artist? Appreciate you. We should trade AD. Whoa, that doesn't come off too often. Let's stop pretending the Lakers and LeBron are in it to win a championship. You know, that's an interesting take, Rough Artist. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you. Let me start off by saying I don't believe the Lakers will trade AD now or anytime soon. I don't believe that to be the case. But as far as the Lakers being in it to win it, that's an interesting take because we've talked about that at length. We've talked about it at length multiple times about how the Lakers are printing money. LeBron is a cash cow. And if they could win earning this type of money, great. But if they can't, they're not upset about it. The Lakers are riding this LeBron James cash cow train, which is box office money, right? And his son too, with over, 50 million in jersey sales that they've made. And I told you guys this when they drafted him. But they didn't draft Bronny about playing for this team. It's revenue to have the number one, probably G League attendance, number one attraction on G League, jersey sales, branding. I told you guys this in my early videos. Bronny James was drafted to not play minutes for the Los Angeles Lakers, but to continue that James gang gravy train. I told you guys this. People got up in arms, threw fits, threw tantrums about stuff they can't control. But if it was their business and they had a chance to go and make 50 million by taking someone's kid, whether he played or not, they do it. I don't care what they tell you. They do it. And that was a smart business move for off the court for the Lakers. Not the best move for on the court, right? And that comes down to my same thing all the time. Jeannie's great with the off the court stuff. She's not great at the basketball operations stuff. There's no true face of that side of the team. Rob should not be the final decision maker in that. He should be the day-to-day working the phones. I don't think Rob should be fired. I just don't think Rob should be the final decision maker. Rob needs to be the guy. He knows the CBA. He's a lawyer. He's been a former agent, right? He knows the rules ins and out, right? you need someone then to take everything into consideration, be the face, and be someone that the fan base and probably the whole team can trust in that role. And until they get that, it's going to be a struggle at times. But Genie off the court, this thing with this Bronny thing, just adding to their money, right? Not knocking the hustle, but it's not leading to wins. And that's what the problem is, right? But yeah, they're not going to trade AD, man. I think, Nick, you can just need another big next to him. Let's check where we are with this poll. Let's see. Jonas creeping. All right, 124 votes. Jonas, 45%. Nick Richards, 34%. Robert Williams, a distant third at 20%. So people are leaning towards Jonas right now, man. The people are leaning towards Jonas. Trending towards 1,400 views on the video already. 93 likes on the video, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. We're going to keep it going. Man. Appreciate you guys. If Lakers free up money in a roster spot, any potential buyout guys you can see. I got to look at the money, but the Lakers cannot get a buyout guy who makes any more than the full mid-level exception, all right? Because they are above the first apron, they cannot sign any of those guys. So they can only sign the guys at like 12-something million and below. So like if a Jonas got bought out, which isn't going to happen, they could sign him. If someone like a Gabe got bought out, they could sign him. So a lot of people don't know this, and I'm going to put you guys up on some game real quick because I talked to an agent about this. And some of these guys, some of these players will go and they'll sign with the team for the mid-level. There's a couple different reasons why they do this. A team will sign a guy with a big chunk of their mid-level exemption, but not the full rate of it. Some of it could be to keep them below a tax, to keep them below an apron. That's on the team side. On the player or the agent side, some of these guys will intentionally take less than the full mid-level exception so that their agent can then negotiate a buyout and land them where they want their player to go. It's very rare that when a player gets bought out, that he doesn't end up where his agent or the guy wants to go. No one will claim them on waivers because it's kind of like an unwritten rule. You're doing a favor for the agent when that happens. So some guys will not sign the full mid-level, even though that hurts their bird rights a little bit, slightly, as far as money on the next contract. Not a ton, but some of them will intentionally take a little less on the mid-level so that when they do get bought out under this new CBA, they can then go to have more options to go to more teams. And so you haven't heard anyone mention this, all right? And so that's kind of what some guys are doing, where you'll see some of the guys will not take the full mid-level. It's because they're thinking about this in advance. So just keep an eye on that. So some of those guys, I got to look at the money and see who some of those guys are. And you'll see if some of those guys are available. That's just another wrinkle to the CBA that's out there. And like I said, a lot of people don't talk about it. Actually, no one talked about that. Let's see. Nick Richards is too similar to Hayes and Miano. See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. I did a whole, if you guys are coming in late, I did it in like my first 45 minutes of this stream. I didn't touch any of the chat. I just ripped through these three guys, broke everything down. Their splits, their home, their away, their versus the West, their starting production, their bench production. I did a whole deep dive breakdown on all three of these guys. So if you're coming in late, go ahead, go watch back later and watch the breakdown I did on all three of them, and why. Because of that breakdown is why I prefer Jonas Valanciunas on this team. What's going on, Joshua? Appreciate you. Should we trade 3 firsts for a star? Feels like AD and LeBron don't have the juice to make a strong push. Excuse me. I don't know where everyone's getting that the Lakers have 3 picks to trade. They don't. They only have 2. They have 2029 and 2031. And they can't even put protection on 2031 because they traded away their 2031 seconds. So they can't do that. So now, you cannot trade your own picks back to back, but if you get someone else's pick, you could do that. So if the Lakers made a move and got someone's 2025, 2026 through 31, whatever, if they got anyone's other than their own first round pick, then they can trade that. But they cannot trade their own first round pick in back-to-back years until after the pick has been made in the draft. So they couldn't trade the pick that ended up being Dalton Connect until after Connect was drafted. Now, they could have agreed with another team that we're going to give you 29, we're going to give you 31, and we're going to pick the guy you want at 17, and then we'll trade him after the fact. But that's it. So the Lakers don't have 3 first-round picks available to move until this next Not even until this draft, because their 2025 is gone, and they can't trade 2026 until after they pick it, because they traded 27, they traded 25. They cannot trade 26 until after it's picked. So the Lakers don't have 3 first-round picks to move right now. They just don't have it. They have 2, and they can't put protection on 2031, and it gets a little murky and messy there. So the Lakers don't have 3 picks to move. I don't know where that's being floated around, but I've seen it in enough places. It's not true. They only have 2 picks to move. Sixers and Kings, 107 and 105. I didn't see the end of that. BC says priority is a big. I'm going to help their tailbar rebounding rate, one of the worst in the NBA. Yeah. And like I said, man, someone that can get out there. The reason, again, if you guys are coming in late, one of the reasons I really like the Jonas potential addition is because he can play more minutes on this team. Richards and Williams, I think, will play primarily as AD's backup or get more minutes if AD is out injured. But I think Jonas can play with AD, because when Braun's on the bench, he can play with AD he could be the 5, AD could be the 4, or like he could be, or like he could be the 5 and Braun could be the 4. I think Jonas has potential to play more minutes for this team versus Richards or Williams when AD is playing heavy minutes. That's just my opinion on that. Lakers interest in Fultz and Dennis Smith Jr. Yeah. Like I said, Fultz is Ronnie's not gonna, matter in this year. It's not going to happen. Who do you think we have to build to beat Boston, Denver, or OKC or Cavs? Well, some of these guys are going to knock each other out, right? So we wouldn't play Boston and Cleveland if we got that far. One of them would knock each other out, or someone would knock them out along the way. Denver, like OKC, they're the number 1 seed. Give them their love, give them their respect. I'm not tripping at Houston at the number 2 seed. I'm not tripping on Dallas. I'm not tripping on Minnesota. They may be a little tough, but not really tripping on them. Not tripping on the Clippers. Not tripping on Phoenix, really, because when Phoenix wants to go real small, the Lakers kind of punish them on that. They really can't have no answer for AD if they do that, or Braun, really. So really, for me, the only team that I look at and like, man, they just have our number until we can show them we can beat them is Denver. And again, I think that if they make some moves and they get a win or 2 against them in the regular season, I think the Lakers could beat Denver, man, because of the changes they made to this team. This reminds me a lot of 2023, not 2024. And I think with, having JJ here, hopefully, and some roster additions at JHS, if we can get Vando back, I understand I'm using a lot of ifs, and ifs are dangerous. But what I'm saying is, outside of that, if the Lakers make the moves that can improve this team, and it all comes down to matchups, that's really what it comes down to in the playoffs. If they get some favorable matchups like they did in 2023, where they got Memphis and Golden State out the gate, that's another team I think the Lakers would be fine against, is Golden State. If they can get some favorable matchups early in the playoffs and someone else knocks out Denver, then I'd be like, yeah, we have a path to the finals here potentially. But at any point that they come into Denver's path, and if Denver beats them 3 or 4 times this year, then you got to worry about it. You got to worry about it. And for those who doubt me, all those people who wanted them last year and were making fun of me for saying that, the Minnesota tramp stamp still kills me, man. Where Rui usage when Christian Wood and Vando come back? It's a good question. Rui has a very weird metric. Very weird. Rui almost makes no sense analytically, statistically, because they're by far one of the worst teams in the league defensively when you have like Dalton, Austin, and Rui on the floor. But they're very good offensively, and their differential is great. It's a very perplexing situation, right? And you know that JJ is a very analytical heavy head coach. So I'm very interested to see how this ages out. And another thing I want to speak on when we talk about this, because a lot of people don't talk about this either. When you look at all these metrics and you look at all this data, which you should always use in conjunction with the eye test, you should never use it on its own to judge. But when you look at all that, you're looking at the scale of the league. And a lot of bad teams are in that. A lot of night offs are in that. A lot of load management is in that. A lot of playing teams when guys are out injured. Playing teams on their night of a back-to-back where you had 3 nights off. A lot of these metrics, this is why I like the split so much. A lot of these metrics are skewed in a way that can give you a false narrative or false view of a player. 16 teams get into the playoffs. There's a good chunk that don't. And not all 16 teams that are in the playoffs are contenders or high-level teams, especially in the East. So those numbers, when you look at it, it tells a story, but not an entire story. When you start looking at playoff stats and seeing separation from playoffs to regular season, then you start to see some different things. When you see a team perform, a good team perform equally as good in the playoffs as they did in the regular season, that's strong. When you see a not so good team overachieve in the regular season and then fall off a cliff in the playoffs number-wise, then it's like, what division, what conference, who are they playing the most that made us think that they were better than they were? And that all comes into play. And so when you look at some of these, and then you look at Rui sometimes against top-tier teams or in the playoffs, he plays better. So he plays better in the playoffs than he does during the regular season. He takes another level, especially from three. But it's very interesting when they have that lineup out there of those three who are atrocious defensively, but they get separation because when they're scoring the ball. And Austin, that's why Austin's assists are up, because you got Dalton who can hit that corner three, can hit that pull up the dribble, elbow, pull up. Rui can shoot the three, fake it, go to the rim. Like, they get separation when that lineup is out there, but they just give up a ton of points. They give up a ton of points. But hey, if you give up a ton of points, but you score a ton of points yourself and more than them, that's the name of the game. Outscore the other team. Search has 160 watching, 52 likes. Let's do a live check on that. There we go. 97 likes. We're almost to 100 likes, man. Almost to 1,500 views, too. 163 people in the building right now. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter X as well. We got 100 people rocking over there. Drop a like on the post, retweet, repost the post, man. Spread the gospel of Empire Jeff TV. We appreciate you, man. Let's see. Yep. Shout out to Lakers in 5, man. Go subscribe to Lakers in 5 if you have not done so already. My guy DJ up there, man. Shout out to DJ and the whole crew over there. What's going on, Lewis? What's good, my big brother Jeff? Get the likes up and subscribe to the channel. If you are new, tell a friend or a family member about the channel. Here we go. Let's go, Lakers. Absolutely. Whoa. I missed up there. Appreciate you, Lewis. Good to see you, brother. Hope you are having a good New Year, good holiday, man. Appreciate you too, Tran. Good to have some of these old faces back, man. Good to have some of these old faces back, man. I know I kind of ghosted y'all for a little bit doing baseball. I'm sorry, man. I was just absolutely in love with baseball, still am. And it was a very exciting time. And I just got so wrapped up in it. But we back on basketball, man. If we get 100 likes, we make front page. Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's get 100 likes, man. Let's get 100 likes. Where we at? Right. We're at 98 right now. Get us to the front page, man. Get us to the front page. Ty Church says, I'm doing Williams and signing Fultz. Gotcha. Okay. What's going on, Rasul Thomas? I'm assuming you're saying by the time LeBron retires, they're not going to have any draft picks for 5 years. Well, that's a good topic to discuss, because I'm one of those that talk about I don't want to trade all of our picks to Utah and have them have 3 of our first round picks. That's different than saying they won't have any picks. That's a different argument. Both of these things can be true. Utah can end up with all of our picks in 27, 29, and 31 in a hypothetical situation where they make another trade with them. That doesn't mean that if the Lakers decide to blow it up, Bron retires, they trade AD, they trade Austin, if they just blow it up, bottom out, they could go collect a bunch of firsts. They could go rebuild, have a bunch of firsts, and go that path. It's not ideal. Wouldn't want that. But there's a path to that. And even with that, I don't love Utah having our picks while we're rebuilding, right? So it kind of takes you out of that. You have to get rid of guys, get picks, but try to compete. Get down to the floor, salary cap wise, sign guys. But you can't go into the lottery every year because Utah then has your picks. So you sign guys, you use those other picks to get other guys, get younger. And there's a path to that. It's messy, but there's a path to that. So, yeah, I don't like the idea of trading away all of our picks to try to save this year's team. I've never loved that idea, but if you can get someone now that can help now and help later, that I'm not, necessarily 100% opposed to it. You not get paid crazy money. Mike Lopez, what's up, man? Condolences to those families affected in New Orleans, a Cybertruck bombing in Vegas, and shootout at the Target in downtown LA. It's not the way to start the year. Yeah, man. Definitely condolences to those families. That is horrible what happened. And God bless all those affected by that, man. It's just terrible. You're absolutely right. Terrible way to start the new year, man. Terrible way to start a day, end a week, start a week. Just terrible for sure, man. I wanted Jonas since last year. I like Jonas. And again, I know there's been a lot of narratives about Jonas, but some of them are true, some of them are not. But I definitely think that he can for sure. What's up, Lucky? I definitely think that for sure he can help this team. Lucky on the move here. Lucky on the move. Let's see. What's that? Wooey? Wooey? I think it would be better to get Robert Williams, and I believe it would not take a first-round pick. I don't think it would take a first for Robert. I think it would be 2 seconds. I wouldn't mind him. Wouldn't mind him. Wouldn't mind him. Wouldn't mind Richards either. I would just probably prefer Jonas. I will take any one of those guys plus Fultz. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'll take any of them. I just have a preference. Dan says, I'll take Jonas and Brogdon and give Wizards Vando, Gabe, JHS in a second. I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence about Vando, man, because I still think he can be important to this team. I know he hasn't played. I know, but I still got a little hope for him. I mean, at first, Jonas does have a great experience. He's played in the playoffs. Facts. What's going on, AC Johnson? Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you. You too, Wesley Green. Let's go Lakers. Absolutely. Appreciate you guys showing up here, man. Thank you guys. Dollar Up. What's going on, man? Nick Richards will be the best fit. I think Richards can be a fit. I definitely think he could. I just think like he gives us a little bit more redundancy in what we kind of have. If we have, like I said, if we had AD, Christian Wood, Vando, DFS, we have some length. We have players who can move. Like we have some guys who can move their feet. We don't have anyone that can really go chest to chest with a joker or like one of those bruising bigs, which is why I think someone like a Jonas would be so important. The kid says, I'm taking Kessler out of any NBA big, to be honest. It honestly doesn't move anything swapping Hayes for Richards, and Jonas is not playable in the playoffs. We forget how we played Jonas off the floor in the in-season tournament. So that's what I'm talking about. And that's the one I'm talking about, the kid. We ran him off the floor because they were using him as the P&R big, right? They were attacking him P&R. And he didn't have Anthony Davis behind him. He was the big. If he's your 5 and AD is your 4, when they try that, AD can come weak side. So it's a little different. When he was a P&R big, it's problematic. But for us, he wouldn't be a P&R big. He would be our bruising big. So in a situation when you got a bunch of guys out there that are doing that, he's going to be off the floor, right? But then when you want to go big, when they're going small, then you can punish them in the paint if AD's got it going. So he can get you some scores. He can score points, and there's things he can do. So him getting ran off the court last year was different than if he was playing for us because we have the big back there to protect him. It's not the same situation. Valanciunas, Miles Turner, Vucevic, any of those three players will help the Lakers front court. I don't think Miles Turner's in play. Vucevic, maybe, but that'd be a little pricey. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Rough Artist says, I don't care for any of those bigs in the poll. Interesting. So you don't think that any of those guys interested to hear why? I would love to have some dialogue on that and see why, because I don't see how any of those three couldn't help us. I could totally see why maybe you have another preference, but I don't know why you wouldn't think any of those could help us. Jonas is cool, but not for a first round pick. No, it wouldn't be for a first dollar. It would be basically for Gabe Vincent and 2 second-round picks. Dr. Buss says, I'm taking Robert Williams III. Defense will be great. Lakers need to take a gamble on the health. That's the thing with him. His splits are pretty simple, are pretty much the same, home and road, East versus West. He's played in the finals. He's gone deep in the playoffs. For him, it's all about can he stay healthy? Can he stay healthy? And pretty much what it is. Is Steven Adams injured? He was injured, then came back. I don't know where he is right now. I got to check. But this was one of the guys I spoke on that I think is a sleeper, that I felt if the Lakers could get him, he'd be a perfect big to play with AD because he'd be a bruiser, right? He'd be a guy that you can put in there 10, 15 minutes and it can cause some pain for people, man. But I don't know what his current status is. J-Man, what's going on, J-Man? What do you think about getting Jonas and Brogdon from the Wizards for Rui, Gabe, and JHS? Brogdon is not the greatest playoff performer, and he gets injured a lot too. You're going to have what ifs with all of them. They get hurt. They don't play great in the playoffs. They don't play great on the road. You got to pick your poison kind of here, right? So my thing is, if we're getting rid of Gabe, then you got to think about getting another guard. And Brogdon, I could see the reason why people would want him. But again, I don't know if a lot of people have seen him play come playoff time or know his injury track record. But maybe. I don't think Kuz has a fit here because of all the fours they got. But Brogdon and Jonas, maybe that's something in play. What's going on, Laker Girl? Appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to go subscribe to Laker Girl. Does great content over there. Does shows all the time. Make sure to go support her. Appreciate you for tuning in. Hope you had a great New Year. And I hope that you are doing, hope you're doing well, sis. Appreciate you. Let's see. Palumi Amole. Appreciate you, man, for tuning in. Still can't get over the fact that the offseason we won the championship, we couldn't get a longer break. Yeah, that's what really destroyed that 2021 team, man. No team that went to a conference finals in the bubble made it back to a conference final the next year. None of them. So it was crazy. 106 likes on the video, man. Appreciate you. 134 people currently in the building. Almost 1,600 views. Love y'all, man. Love y'all. Make sure to drop a like if you have not done so already. And we got my guy Search going crazy again. Where my guy Search at, man? Search. We're still in the holiday spirit, man. Give it away now. Trying to get to it, man. There's so many comments in here. Oh my God. Gifted 5 Empire Jeff TV memberships. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Search. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to the new members. Welcome to the team. Courtesy of Search. The best in the business. Man. That's my guy, man. The best mod in the business. The mod god, the god of mods. The best there is. Continuing to bless the channel, man. Thank you, Serge. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, brother. Love is love, and you know it. Oh my God. Y'all, I'm gonna do my best to catch up to these, but holy, they're coming in hot. They're coming in hot here. There's a lot of chats here. So yeah. Oh my God. Let me try to get back to where I was because oh my God, I can't believe it's still going here. Wow. Yo, I can't. There are so many here, man. Oh my God. Holy. I pride myself on trying to get to all the chats. Yeah, that's not going to happen tonight, man. That's not going to happen tonight. I'm like, hold up. Yeah, I think I'm back to where I was. But oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. That's a whole lot of chats here. Whole lot of chats. You can make a trade with the Hornets for man at point guard or Richards at center. Yeah. Isobar, maybe. That's maybe something they're talking about. No, Robert Williams, Celtics dumped him and won a title. Yeah, they did win a title. He was often hurt there, so I definitely understand that there. The LBJ AD duo championship window is closed. A lot of people feel that way, man. A lot of people do. Donovan Klingen, a good option. Let's go to MKView. Haven't heard his name listed. Haven't even heard him being linked, so I'm not entirely sure he's in play. Jonas is the best fit because he's a bruiser, but the contract means you got to trade value away. Yeah, I mean he makes less than Gabe, but yeah, he is a bruiser, and you would have to trade something like a Gabe to get that done for sure. Samuel, what's going on, Samuel? Who do you think we should go after if you had a choice? To me, Jonas, because we got DFS. I would have said I want to give me a 3-and-D wing. They got that in DFS. Give me a bruising big. That's Jonas, and then a point guard. If you trade away Gabe, so we'll have to figure that out from there. I think Jokic is just too good. What's going on, Karam? Joker's ridiculous, man. What's going on, Mr. X? Is Kessler out of the option? I don't think it's out of it. I just think it's a little pricey. Diesel Don, salute, brother. I think if we get Valanciunas, we should be good. I think he'd be a good pickup, man. I do. LeBron has a no trade clause. Yeah, he would have to waive it, which basically means he picks his team. I chose Robert Williams. Skill wise, he is what we need. If only he is not always injured. Yep. To see Happy New Year, Jeff. Hopefully we do get that big man. I do like what JJ is doing as a coach. Defense has to be consistent. The West from 4th to 11th consistently changes every week. It's crazy. Salute, Gemini Don, and you're absolutely right. Happy New Year to you as well. Seriously, y'all, these chats. God bless y'all, man. Y'all making me work tonight. Y'all bringing the questions. Robert Williams, only 6'8", too small. Makes up a lot of room with his length and leaping ability, though. He can get to more shots than you think. What about the center on the net? Sharp. He was linked lightly. I've heard his name mentioned briefly. Don't know how serious that is. And if you think that maybe if the Lakers had some interest in him, that maybe there would have been a deal done there to kind of work him in on the deal they just did with them. Mike Lopez said, we are stuck with LeBron until he decides to leave us. Take it. He's not a Brown fan, huh? I think you guys played Denver once. We played him once. I just don't know if we played him 3 or 4 times this year. I don't know if we do. Not a Jonas fan. That's controversial, man. I mean, I get it. He's not a game changer, but I think he's someone that can help this team. Ben Wallace was 6'7", but he made Shaq's life miserable. That was a very good defensive team too. Jeff Shake is fine to me. If it were up to me, I'd move Rui in 2 firsts for Herb, then move Gabe, JHS, Woods seconds for Richards and Martin. I don't think the Herb Williams one is definitely. I don't think that's going to happen. But the Lakers are going to be very, very picky with their 2 first-round picks. Very, very picky. D'Lo hasn't been relevant to the Lakers since October. Reeves has been doing fine. Just needs to protect the ball. Fair. Hey Jeff, when are you going to chime in to JC's roundtable Lakers in 5? So I've been getting asked about a few different channels, right? And they're all great. Love them all. I'm just barely getting back into basketball, just kind of refreshing myself here. I've been knee deep in baseball, covering baseball, buried in baseball, and barely getting back to basketball. So I really want to get my own channel back in the swing of things. Got to get my own thing going. Got to get my own house in order. Got to get my name back out there before I start popping up on other panels. So I've got to take care of my own crib first. Once I feel back in the swing of things, back in my groove, back in my rhythm. Hey, look, I'm pumping up here. My last 2 shows, I feel like I'm in mid-season form already, man. I feel like I just left. I feel like I'm back already, right? But at the same time, I really want to put in the work here for my channel and the people that come through to my channel. Once I give the people back what I've been lacking and kind of leaving them hanging on because of my baseball coverage, then I'll go make my rounds because there's a lot of places I love being on and a lot of fun that I have. And definitely, for sure. Well, you guys will definitely see me on the YouTube circuit, back in these YouTube streets, for sure. But right now, really, really trying to get Empire Jeff TV back in the swing of things of basketball. Controversial man says, unpopular opinion. Shocking. Opinion, not concerned about a point guard, bro. To me, defense and athleticism means more. That's why we lose. Playmaking is the last thing on my mind. To be honest, we don't lose to Denver because of playmaking. Well, here's the thing. I kind of disagree with that because we lost to Denver because they blitzed and smothered D'Lo. They didn't let any of our point guards do anything, right? So if we have a point guard that can break down their defense and get into the middle and free AD and free LeBron and open up some other shots, I disagree. I think that can tremendously make a difference if we have a natural, true point guard on this team. D'Lo was great at shooting. I mean, not in the playoffs. And D'Lo could create more than he did. He just didn't have the motor to do so. But if we have a point guard out there that can create his own shot and get shot for others and get into the lane, I think that could be a tremendous add to this team. I really do. Did I miss anything? Okay, no. Sign Fultz, no shooting, but hard to guard in the paint. Yeah. What's going on, Jamar? I feel like we should trade Rui for Tim Hardaway Jr. I got a feeling they won't move Rui, man. You said Lakers should have kept D'Lo. What about trying to get Anthony Simons and Robert Williams from Portland? I've heard that come up a couple of times. I don't think they want Simons' money. I just don't think they do. What's going on, Nicholas Clark? What position would you trade a first-round pick for? Starting level 2 guard who can defend quick players and shoot threes, or a backup center? If we could get a starting guard, I would do that. A starting guard. I think we can get an effective big without a first. So I'm not sure we can get an effective guard without a first. So probably the guard. I understand that he could be expendable. I just don't know if the Lakers see him as expendable. Phillips says trade let China. Oh man. From what I noticed, Rui plays well when LeBron is not on the floor. Rui should come off the bench and DFS should start. I think at some point in the near future, DFS will be a starter. Yeah, he scored 22, but he's over there playing free, man. He's not playing for much of anything right now. Trade for Zion, problem solved. Oh man, could you imagine Zion in LA? Could you imagine Zion in LA? That boy would not be out of trouble for a night. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Yes, it doesn't translate on the Lakers in the playoffs for sure. He doesn't like LeBron. Yeah. Yeah, Rui can't guard threes. He really can't. I really don't want Jonas, bro. He needs touches. I like Richards. He don't need the rock and can be useful bruiser and dirty work big. I hear you. I'm just saying I know there's going to be a point where AD's out and we need a big who's capable of giving you 15 and 10 when that happens. And I think Jonas can be that guy. Salute my brother Chris, the art director, aka the graphic god. My brother in the building, man. The best two-way channel on YouTube. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man. I humbly agree. I humbly agree. But yeah, I'm coming for that crown this year, man. Appreciate you, man. Search has 20 more likes and 5 free memberships, man. Appreciate you, Search. 100 likes, man. We got it. We got it. Salute to all the new members. If you guys were not one of the ones blessed by Brother Search here to get one of the 5 free memberships, go ahead and tap that join button or tap the first link in the description to become a member to the channel. Man, y'all been so great tonight, man. Every time I watch the Lakers play, Rui always fumbles the ball like he does that guy eat buttered popcorn before games. Let's see. He said, bro, you smoking if you want to keep Wood or Vando, dog. I've given all hope on them. They are Eastern Buddy to me. I hear you, man. And you know what? I'm not smoking nothing, but maybe I've got a contact high, right? Because I hear you. I question my own thoughts on that. I'm with you. I got no problem with you calling me out on that. I'm holding out hope that they can add something special to this team that we don't have. I think the Lakers are too. I totally get why you said that. I totally get it. Would you trade Kessler for Dalton? No picks, just straight up. That's a great question. That's a great question. Damn, you got me kind of stumped here. I like the low cost control of Connect for 4 or 5 years. I think he has good upside. If you make the move for Kessler for Dalton, you have to pay Kessler right away while giving up Connect. So no, I'm going to pass on it right now. If we had to trade Austin Reeves, who would you trade him for? So I would trade Austin. I'm not one of those guys that says you can't trade Austin, but it has to be for a guy that can add value. I consider Austin to be one of in our 4, 5, 6 range. We'd have to get at least that back, and not only that back, but someone who's decent money as well, not too high. So you've got to get Austin's level of play and not much more than Austin's level of money. So I would trade Austin as a package to go get a star player, with the Rui before we traded D'Lo with the D'Lo. Like he would be like part of that trade. But trading Austin isn't going to get you someone much better than him. So I'd keep him. But if you use him in a package later, that'd be kind of something different, man. He said JJ can't coach. You already given up on JJ? Chris says, I'm still up in the mountains, but can't miss Empire Jeff TV Lakers Live. Appreciate you, Chris, man. Thank you, brother. Mike says, LeBron said he could play 5 more years. Do you think he could finally give the Lakers a contract break like Ohtani did with the Dodgers? Yeah, I mean, I think he could play 5 more years, but like I said, it's him making 50 mil that kills it, man. I'm not a fan of Hayes at all either. He is not stopping anything. Nope, he's not. What's going on, Jamar? Appreciate you, man. I'm doing my best to catch up here, y'all. I'd move Vando for Chris Boucher sleeper move. Man, I know everyone wants to get rid of Vando, man. None of them. Kessler. Gotcha, Judah. Judah. What's good, Greg? Appreciate you for tuning in, brother. Hope you had a good New Year. Appreciate you. Hope you all had a good New Year, man. You don't like sexting. It's not what we need. He says, what's going on, Red B? Marcus Smart for a point. I would love Marcus Smart on this team. Look, last year, I didn't think he would get traded. This year, I think there's potential for him to, but I don't believe it will be to the Lakers. I don't believe. Kessler and Clarkson, he says, I'm not a fan of anything Utah got outside of Kessler. That's the thing. What's going on, Mr. 81? Appreciate you. Gemini Don says, Jeff, recently a few of my basketball fans, Lakers fans including, were talking about how we first heard of Braun when the buzz was growing in his high school days. His journey 22 years later is insane. That is nuts. That is nuts. Go for Nick Richards. If we can't trade for Walker, Kessler, and Jonas is in the right center for us, not a defensive center. I'm not a fan. We don't really need, we got a defensive center. We got AD. We need someone who can help contribute to a stat sheet on this team. Like I said, if AD's out, we need someone who can give us 15 and 10, 20 and 10. Jonas is that guy. I don't care for LeBron on this team no more, but yeah, at 40, he's still effective on offense. Yeah, he's still crazy. LeBron ain't doing nothing but losing every year and trading half the team every year. It's so funny, man, because it's like I feel there are very few people like me when it comes to LeBron. People either love him or hate him. I respect LeBron, but I'm not a Bron fanatic, but I'm not a Bron hater, right? There are a lot less of me and a lot more like Razul on the one side of LeBron and the Bron like fans on the other side of LeBron. It's just so crazy. Wide open in the West, but the best has some very badass teams out there for sure, Mr. X, for sure. To give up a first or two for Herb Jones, man, move Ruby for that. I just don't see Herb happening. Man, okay. So I'm gonna try to man, the chat's wild today. Yeah, man, I need to get a little bit more water. I was only planning to go an hour, but y'all participating like crazy. One second. Man, talking away. Ooh, man. Chat is wild today, man. Salute, DJ. Appreciate you, brother. Like I said earlier, go subscribe to Lakers in 5. Great content. Great dude. Love the channel. Love the guys over there. Got a full panel. When he does it by himself, it's great. When he's got a panel, it's great. A lot of good basketball content over there. So go subscribe to the guys over at Lakers in 5. And DJ, if you are working tonight, drive safe, brother. And happy New Year's to you and the family, brother. Judah Rising says, I'm calling Rob's bluff. He ain't making more moves. Judah, he's making moves, bro. He's making moves. He broke the seal, man. He's making moves. They say Tristan garbage. Yeah, Tristan is not what people think he is. To be honest, I think we need to go for a star. LeBron is not young anymore, and he's not the same player from 2020. We can't rely on these role guys to show up. We need a third star behind Bron. Probably not happening, bro. Probably not happening this year. The guys that you guys think are stars aren't stars. Eddie Jones, the OG. Yeah, Eddie Jones is OG. Michael Lopez says, regardless, whoever gets the Aaron Fox, it was said he is not signing an extension. He's looking to be free agent because he's looking to make more money. Well, here's the thing. With that, Mike, is there's a difference between a guy telling you he's not going to sign an extension with you versus a guy telling you he doesn't intend to re-sign with you. You could trade for him and he'll be like, look, I'm not signing an extension, but I intend to re-sign with you, because no team would trade for him without having some type of indication of knowing that he's at least open to it. If he's telling Sacramento that he will not re-sign with them, they have to trade him, right? So like, it would be a little different to the team that's trading for him and bringing him in, though. What's going on, Micah? Salute, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, I don't think we need just to give up Christian Wood, especially if he's healthy. Yep. I think D'Lo gave up this year. Yeah. Okay, trade scenario. Well, here we go. All right. We have 3 firsts. We don't have 3 firsts. We only have 2. We trade one for Kyrie, ain't not happening. 1 for Steph, ain't not happening. And 1 for Victor Wembanyama, ain't not happening. I do not have of Kyrie, Curry, LeBron, AD, Victor Wembanyama. What you think? Oh man, that's great. That's the chat of the night right there. That's the chat of the night. Herb Jones, I'd give picks for. Call me crazy. He's a defensive player of the year guy. He def worth it. Yeah, I'd give up picks for him. I just don't. What's up, Luck? I just don't think it's gonna happen. Lucky over here disturbing the peace. Yeah, see Lucky up there. He thinks he either heard or he's looking for his microphone over there. He's looking for mischief. Shout out to Lucky, man. What's up, Luck Pup? What's up, Luck Pup? All right, bye. Peace out, homie. Fultz can't shoot. I understand that, but you have Austin, you would have Dalton Connect, you have DFS, right? You have Rui, you have Braun, you have AD. You would have guys out there, but you need a facilitator, right? You have other shooters out there. If you get to the point where you got to get someone like a Markelle Fultz. Kurt, what's going on, Kurt? Well, we got Kurt back in the building. Appreciate you, Kurt. Happy New Year, Jeff. Search in the chat. Wish you all best for 2025. Kurt, let me give you your hold on a second. Damn, I gotta find you here now. Something happened. I had to give Angie's back her last stream. Hold on. There we go. Hold on, Kurt. Let me give you your wrench back here, bro. There we go. You got to show up, Kurt. You got to put in the work, bro. Got it there. Something happened. We had like Search had like another account that we moved his moderation to, and when that happened, something happened. All my moderators got cleared out. I don't entirely. I may have messed up. But I added Angie back. Now I've added you back. So I'm sorry about that. I'm not entirely sure what happened. But you back in the building now. You back in the building now. I'm not even sure if you're still in here right now. But I added you back. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure what happened. But able to clean that up now. I appreciate you. Hope you had a good New Year. And thank you for being here, man. Herb Jones, I'd give picks. Call me crazy. Okay, yeah, I went back to that. Fultz can't shoot. I did that already. Bloodhound. What's going on, Bloodhound? Appreciate you, brother. Number one name in live stream mining. All facts. He's the best in the business, man. We are blessed to have him over here, man. Absolutely blessed to have him. He's the best in the business. He was one of the guys that I don't want to, well, maybe the term is kind of discovered me, right? He was the guy that was pushing me on other channels, was spreading my name around, and was helping me get on other channels. Like when I had like 50 subscribers, 100 subscribers, when no one even knew who I was, right? That Search was spreading my name around like crazy. So that's my brother right there, man. I'll forever have love for Search. Gemini Don, man, Christian Wood has game. He gets back in the swing of things, then watch out. I think he can still help, man. Imagine if Austin and Hero became all-stars this year. Oh, my God, man. Oh, people would lose their minds. Yeah. It's safe to say that Bruce Brown is out of reach. He is out of reach. There was a time where the Lakers were very, very interested on him. But with Dito's contract gone, it's and then for this team, no. In the offseason, it was very, very possible. Now it's not. Elo's going to go on fire in a contract year for him and playing on a team that's going nowhere. So, yeah, for sure. Yeah, make sure to shout out Kurt, man. Bruce Brown just came back from surgery. Lakers don't have a good history with guards with issues. And, yeah, facts. Yeah, salute to the chat, man. Y'all been absolutely great tonight, man. Y'all been fantastic tonight. We're sitting here at almost 1,800 views. We got 118 likes, 120 currently in the building, but we've had as high as 200. Man, incredible. Just on YouTube alone. Shout out to everyone over on Twitter X as well. We got 100 people in there right now. Great night. Great night, man. Appreciate y'all for sure, man. 1914 tomorrow. Let's go. James with the stuff. What's going on, Lakers Nation? With the career. With the life bars, with the career, with the life, with the wife, man, with stripes, man. Like, look, it's hard to find like this one. I did not intend to be on it for 2 hours tonight. It just happened, and time gets away, right? So yeah, I like pregame, like for people who make this a career, like shout out to Trevor Lane, man, and the dudes who like make money to provide for their families off this, man. That's incredible. That's inspiring as hell, man. Right? Guys who are able to make a true living off this. I'm talking like pay a car payment, pay a mortgage with it, like, you know, that type of money off it. Shout out to them, bro. Because like, you know, this is just something I do because I love it. You know what I mean? But like, I also love what I do for a living. So it's like doing what I do for a living, and my role, what I do for a living, is not just a 9 to 5 punch the clock and go home, right? Like my role is immensely important to my organizations, and it's very demanding, right? And in between that, and then, you know, trying to be a good husband, trying to be a good son, a good brother, a good big homie, a good role model, a good uncle, right? A good brother-in-law, a good cousin, and just be there for everyone that needs you in your lives, you know. So it's really hard for me to sit here and commit every single night, like of doing live games, like unless it was a career, right? Because outside of that, that is a major salute and a major, you know, salute and tip of the cap to those who can, like I said, pay for a house, pay for a car, pay for the bills, like do all that off of doing this. That's incredible, right? But for some of us, it's not in the cards, right? It's just not, at least not yet, right? So it's worth a sacrifice to a point because I love doing it and it's fun, but not if it interferes with my other goals, my other objectives, and my other success in life. And I think there's a fine line in this internet stuff where, people lose sight in that. And I don't. Like my goals, by my the hustle, being a husband, income is, top tier income to provide for your family is important, right? So I never lose sight of that, no matter how much I love doing this. Like, I'm not going to put that at risk, right? So it's but again, shout out to those who bring in that dough, you know what I mean? And got like whole, like, just monster channels, man. That is incredible. Like, to see people that pull that off, it's inspiring, man. Alex says Jeff is trying to be the Ohtani of YouTube sports coverage. Man, look, I'm a humble guy, man. Like I am. People tell me all the time, like, you need to like, don't be so humble. Like, I'm humble, but at the same time, like, I know I get busy, right? I know my skill set. So, like, when it comes to this basketball and baseball coverage, look, I'm not saying I'm the best at baseball. I'm not saying I'm the best at basketball. It's not what I'm saying. Although I'll put myself up there against anybody. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to doing both at a high level, by myself, like I really think I'm that dude. I don't think I'm going to be that dude this year. But I do say that humbly because I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to earn that respect and earn that trust. I'm just speaking that into existence, right? Literally, not manifesting it, not vision boarding it. I don't do that. I'm literally putting in the work to do it. So I believe I will be that guy. And I believe you guys will see me as that guy. But the Ohtani of sports coverage, that's crazy. Let's see. Cupid says, damn, Jeff, still reading every comment. Holy hell. Jeff, if you get 1K people watching, that would be impossible to read thousands of comments, man. Yeah, I know look, if my channel is ever blessed enough to grow, I'm obviously not going to be able to do it. But I told the people, as long as I could, I would do it to the best of my ability. Tonight's show, there's no way in holy hell I'm getting all of them. There is no way. There's no way. There are just too many people in here, like chats. I mean, and it's incredible. Like, this is a blessing. But I pride myself on trying to get to every chat. But it is. I just saw a chat come in here from Bridges. Yeah, Bridges. Shams backed up that. Walked back that about the 3 picks. The Lakers don't have 3 picks to trade. He cleared that up. Let's see. But yeah, they're look. This is just going. And Big Baby, what up, man? Andre Miller, what up, man? Lebert, what's going on? Great House is king. The ruler's back. Yeah, baby. What's going on? Appreciate you, man. Tina Guzman, what's going on? Man, there's no way. Pedro, what's going on, Pedro? See you in here, man. There is no way I'm going to be able. David C, what's going on, man? Appreciate you. No way I'm going to be able to get to all of these chats. Big Baby, what's going on, Big Baby? Make sure to go subscribe to Big Baby Sports over there, man. One Peruvian guy. Let's see. What's going on? Unknown Alien. Shout out to you. Empire State of Mind. LA going up. Absolutely. Like I said, Judah, I shouted y'all earlier. I saw you. Rich G, shout out to you, man. I see you in here. Let's see. Judah Rising talking about Zion in LA. That would be crazy. Let's see. Lakers native 2, what's going on, man? Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Good to be back in action. I thank you, brother. Hope you had a good New Year's, man. Thank you. Mr. Hudson Move Rui, what's going on? Appreciate you. T, what's going on, man? He said, first time tuning in on the channel. You've gained a supporter. I'm a true student of the game and really appreciate this type of knowledgeable content. Salute, brother. Salute to you, T. Appreciate you, man. Look, we cut from the same cloth, brother. I don't cheat the game. I don't cheat the content. There was no narrative chasing here. There was no piggybacking. There was no clout chasing. This is just me up here talking basketball. Some love it. Some don't. I'm appreciate that you love it. And people like you and comments like that is exactly what the F I do this for, man. So salute to you. Thank you. That's exactly what I do this for. So appreciate you. Let's see. Anyone I missed here? Let's see. What's that? Dre. Shout out, Dre. Appreciate you, man. DJ Stevens, appreciate you, man. I'm not gonna be able to get to all these chats, guys. Jonathan Carpenter, appreciate you, man. Let's see. Whoa, never mind. I just saw what you put. Let's see. What's going on? Upscale condo. What's going on? Appreciate you. Yeah, guys. There's no way I'm going to be able to get to all of these comments. These are insane tonight. Wow. What I'm gonna do is yeah, I mean, there's really nothing I can do. I can't get to all these. I can't get to all this. Reed's my guy. They better relax. That's funny. But he's been playing a lot. Yeah, shout out to Big Baby again. Lakers Nation again. Curtis Fair says the answer is Nick Richards contract. My bad. My Google speaker there. Time Lord would really help our transition defense. But yeah, but his health. That's the thing, right? That's the thing. He can get better from this and learn to improve of certain games. Yeah, he definitely can. But we got to win some games, man. As a Braun fan, IR is fantastic, but defense is big liability. Facts. What's going on, Kierce? If the Lakers don't use a first to get a big, and if Fox is not traded at the deadline, I think we get him this summer. So that's different, and that's possible. I'll talk about this year, but I think Fox, if he's punted to the summer, then man, you're right. Yeah, facts. Facts. The headband AR. What was it? Red said, "What's coming next?" The Iverson sleeve. That's comedy. Yeah, you're right there, Kirsch. You're right. That's why I don't have any teams I support. Jeff just troll with the bandwagon stuff. Then fans be ruthless for the teams, man. Toxic at times, man. Yeah, he does have to improve on ball pressure for sure. Yeah. Yep. Yep. We should always hold our star players accountable. But we should also understand that they're human too. And they have bad games and they have bad stretches and they have slumps. And LeBron is 40 years old, man. He's 40 years old, man. Uh you know, I don't think they had everyone when they played the Celtics early this year, but that'd be a fun series. The Celtics are the champions, and I know, as a Laker fan, we're not supposed to admit that, but they still got a chance. I don't think they're going to win it again this year. I think last year, and this is going to sound like I'm hating, but I'm really not, man. I really feel like last year was the weakest league I've seen in a long time, and they won it. It doesn't change the fact that they won it. It doesn't take it away. I just don't know if they have what it takes to be a back-to-back championship, man. Welcome back. Appreciate you. My second video back, man. The second video back. And to win it, let's see. It was a business deal. Yep. Probably read that, Brian. Bryce going to Arizona. Brody putting in work in the G League. Youngins keep cooking. Yeah, Gemini. And look, whether you like it or not about what happened about them on the team, you got to give respect to that family, man. Like they all put in the work, and it's not like they didn't go through and play. Like they're out there, they're putting in work. They're not going to be as great as their dad, but I'm not hating on them, man. Well, I mean, there's a reason for that, BC. They own their arena. They own like she is good at business, but those guys came in with billions, right? That's a group. So Genie, as far as for the Laker brand, yeah, because the Lakers still this number, even with their limitations, they're still what I think the second or third brand in the league. They don't even own their building. Like there's she is very good at that side of it. The problem is they just don't have all those other funds that all the major billionaires do. Yeah, and that's why they're cashing in on the Braun train here, man. Yeah. First for Kessler. Rich, I mean, I just don't want to give up 2 firsts for him, man. Warriors are worth more than Lakers because they own the same. Yep, that's what I just said. Tina says the problem I see is JJ isn't going to play 2 bigs together. JJ said AD is a center. I don't think trading 2 first-round picks for a 5 is the right thing to do. Yep. Agreed, Tina. Agreed. Tina always gives good opinions, man. Jeannie swimming in the pool of cash after she drafted Ronnie James. Facts, man. Facts. JC, so cool. He's never going to be back at the 4. So he's never going to be back at the 4. And AD was the 5 when they won it in 2020. Like he started at the 4, but all the death lineups and all the important times in the game, he was the 5. Do you think once LeBron retires, we're going to go into a big rebuild? I don't know. It depends who has our picks and what picks we have at that time. Kier said, do you think Bronny can be a rotation player next season? I don't know about that yet. Oh, yeah, Search already did that, man. Appreciate Search, bro. Yep, can't sign him. Yep. But he wants him at the 5. But my thing for Jonas is he can play with AD in stretches. AD is going to play most minutes at the 5. But there are times when you get against a team where someone like Jonas can play the 5 with AD at the 4 and can play the 5 with Braun at the 4. And if AD's out for any extended period of time, he can score points. He can give you 20 in a game. If AD's out a week, Jonas can average 15 and 10 for you. And that's why I pretty much want him there. Ain't going to get many minutes. Let's check where we finish with the poll. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll here. So Jonas won it. We got 178 votes. Jonas 44%, Richards 33%, and Robert Williams 23%. So I'm going ahead and ended that poll. Appreciate y'all for taking part in that. Oh, I did that. Yeah, I don't get that either. Not trading first round picks, rather. Yep. He is slow. But but you have other guys on the floor. Again, the reason I would want Jonas, we have like AD, we would have Christian Wood, we would have Vando, we would have DFS, we'd have people that could help team defensively to help the limitations that Jonas has defensively. My thing is the aggression, the strength that he can play with and be able to help and score as well. Okay, touched on that. You cannot trade any pick that is in back-to-back. Yeah, I got you. So this here. So no matter what deals you move it in, if you trade 29 and 31, 30 is off limits until you draft it. No matter what. No matter what. You cannot trade it. Cannot trade it. Yeah. Well, yeah, because they took on a bunch of bad contracts and lost on purpose. So, yeah, he has been, Alex. He's been good. I don't know if Ruby's going to get traded, man. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Yep, facts. Bridges, DFS is a big pickup for Denver to guard against Denver. Big. Yeah, that would be a big deal, Levert. Big deal, Levert. There always is. There always is. Some teams saying F this, we're out. like there could be. Like, we'll see what Sacramento does. If they move Fox and decide to blow it all the way up, who knows? Who knows what happens? Yeah, I mean, like I said, he's out there playing free. He wasn't going to do that here. I don't care if D'Lo averages 30 a game in Brooklyn. It wasn't going to happen here. He's a rookie. He's a rookie. He's a rookie. He's gonna have yeah, man, the ruler's back. Appreciate you, bro. But Don's a rookie. It's gonna happen. Yep. Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying. And that's my thing with Jonas is if AD's not playing, he can play that role. But again, I wouldn't hate on any Richards, Williams, Sharp, Kessler. I wouldn't hate on any of those guys, but the cost to get like to get a Kessler, I'm not with. And these other guys are great if AD's out, but I don't know how many minutes they're going to get if AD's playing, where I think Jonas can play alongside AD better than those other two could. He could, Alex, but he'd also probably give up 30. They were trying. Let's see. Would you want, let's see. Well, I missed one. Hold on. Let's see what happened. That's internal, man. We'll leave that alone. Would you want Vando back in the starting lineup when healthy? I wouldn't mind it because he was part of a starting lineup that got us to the Western Conference Finals. If he's healthy and can contribute, I wouldn't mind it. Nah, I hear you. No, because Vando's defense and his ability out there may take some minutes away from him. No, he's not because he makes too much money. The Lakers are over the first apron. Lakers will always chase a star. I hear you. I don't believe the Lakers would make that move, Tina, unless they believe he'd play them. If they trade for him, those discussions would have been had. But I hear you, but I also don't think that he trusts anyone he has right now. I think if he gets Jonas, it's someone that Braun has wanted. And if the Lakers make a move for him, I don't think they make that move unless they have a commitment that he's going to play them. don't like none of those three. I want Jakob Poeltl and Nick Claxton. They're on tanking teams. They will give up for a first-round pick. Yeah, Lakers may not want to pay that price, though. Once again, man, appreciate you, Brother Search. Love you, man. Appreciate you, big baby. Oh, my God, man. These are, whew. Man, appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. Jeff Stradamus, Steven Adams is currently with the Houston Rockets and makes $12.6 million. Yep, I've been saying that since I said that in August, man. That's a sneaky one right there. That's a sneaky one. Oh man, I may be able to do this. Holy, I can't believe oh my God. Let's see. If you're new, subscribe. Jonas plays zero defense, my brother. Better get Kessler. No, I hear you. Kessler's gonna cost 2 first-round picks. I do not see that happening. Let's get Vu and Levine for Chicago for Gabe. Rui JHS in a second. Chicago give us a first for taking Sari. That money doesn't match up though, so that's probably not going to work. Probably not going to work, man. Big up, Jeff. Happy New Year. Hey, Rich. Happy New Year to you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. Zion and LA would be fired for the TNC crew. If we trade Gabe a second for Jonas, we need to get rid of either Wood or Hayes. Too many good restaurants in LA. Zion wouldn't make it here. Let's see. Lakers native. What up, Jeff? Glad to see you back in action. Appreciate you again, brother. Thank you. Oh my God, I can't believe this may happen. Mr. Hudson says move Rui. They might. How about the trifecta channel instead of two-way? You can add NFL to his resume. You know what? I might. I'm kicking around an idea for next year. I've got an idea. I'm gonna need help though, because if I'm doing 3 sports and I'm gonna need some help. But NFL, I've got an idea of something I'm working on. I've got an idea of something that I am working on there. Stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. First time. Okay, I got to this one again. Thank you again, T. I greatly appreciate you, brother. I respect LBJ's greatness. He's a skillful player. When he's retired, the league will miss him. Yeah, the league is going to struggle to have a face after LeBron James. Definitely going to struggle. We got another super chat in the building. Hey, appreciate you, Lakers State of 92. Just a little New Year's joy. God bless. Hey, thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Hope you and your family had a great, and all you guys had a great holiday season, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys. Oh man, I think crazy fan. Yeah, lucky is he been on one, man. What about Bagley or Holmes to Washington instead? I haven't heard them linked, Dre. I haven't heard them linked. But maybe I think the Lakers may also pull off a move that no one's talking about. Maybe some moves around the margins. We'll see, man. We'll see what happens. What's good, Dre? What's good? Appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Hope you and the family doing great, man. Thank you for tuning in. Random, but you think Suns or Warriors blow up the team if a key player is injured for the year? I feel like they're teetering. I don't ever think the Warriors will blow it up. I think the Suns may at some point be like, we got to figure this out because the money we're spending is ridiculous. Lakers should trade for CJ McCollum. DJ Stevens, man, that would be pricey. He signed an extension, right? Not very much known for his defense either. Have not heard his name linked at all. What's going on, Jonathan? Never mind, Jonathan. If Lonzo didn't cost so much, he would actually be a guy to be interested in. Lonzo Wizballing. Yeah, I hear you. And I just don't know if he could stay healthy either. That's another one. Top choice will be Valančiūnas, but any of them is a big to help the Lakers so AD can play at the 4. I just read that Max Lewis was injured in his debut with the Nets. So sad. Yeah, that sucks. That's terrible. That's terrible. Kessler is a good option. I just don't think they're going to pay 2 first-round picks for him. That's how we all that's how we all miss you, Empire, and that goes to you too, Search. Love you guys, Empires like Mad Dog, Roost Radio. Man, appreciate you. Yeah, Search going wherever I go, man. Wherever this leads, wherever this goes, he's here as long as he'll have me, right? Because it's my channel, but it's basically Search's channel. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, definitely appreciate the love and the support you guys show. And like I told you, I'm back, man. I'm back and I'm staying. I'm giving you guys what you've been missing in the basketball circle, man. So appreciate you, man. Let's see. Oh man, I gotta get this dude out the chat. What is happening? Who is this guy? Yep. But it's got to be a guard that isn't, too expensive. Nick Richards, Vooch is just gonna. I don't know if the Lakers are gonna move a contract to get him though. Don't know if they're gonna do that. Oh my God! Hold up! Wow! I was just asking someone the other day, where young Africa been at, man? Where absolute young Africa? I know it's like 2034 where you live or something like that. But I would say Happy New Year, but I don't even know what year you're in right now. But he said, hey, yo, Jeff, I've been saying Pelinka need to stop half-stepping that trade everyone to sell the future. I would sell the future for Lauri Markkanen or Levine. Lauri Markkanen can't be traded, young Africa. He signed that extension, so he can't be traded until the summer. But Levine, I don't think that they can even get to the money to get him now after moving D'Lo. The future ain't real. I can't believe Young Africa's back in the building. I can't believe Young Africa in the building, man. What's going on? Well, I don't even know what year it is where Young Africa is right now, but that's my guy right there, man. That's my guy. Now that I'm back on basketball, man, I've been covering baseball for like a solid 3-4 months, Young Africa. I've been going about 2.5 hours tonight. I'm getting ready to shut it down, but you got to pull up soon, man. We got to catch up. It's been far too long, man. It's been far too long. I'm going to email you. We definitely going to, I got to get you on here for sure. We trying to stay flexible for the future where we hope in 7 seasons we're continuing to make the same trade we can all do now. It ain't that simple, Young Africa. We gonna talk about this. Gabe versus Hood and Vando. First, Roberts and Thibault. You remember for Robert Williams and Thibault? Thibault's like 11 million this year. I gotta look how long his contract is. I hope you had a good New Year and Christmas for the Search and Destroy. Yep, absolutely. Oh my God, y'all. Shout out myself. Oh my God. I got to every chat, yo. I got to look at the stats and see what this chat was tonight. But oh my God. Woo, that was work tonight. That was work. I hope y'all appreciate this, man. I hope y'all appreciate this. I got to every chat. I need to take like Lucky for a walk to then. That felt like a workout. I got to every chat tonight. Every chat. Show me anyone else that's doing that, man. Show me. I understand there's a lot of big channels that can't do it, but oh my God, man, my God. I don't want to trade Dalton. He's the future. I don't want to trade him either. Jamaican for Zion, but I would trade him for the right trade for sure. No one's untouchable. Search said we did it for sure. Yeah, Africa, man. Africa, it's good to see you, man. It's good to hear you. I was worried. I ain't seen you around. I really ain't been around myself, so it may have been me that was missing, but I'm happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you and the family are doing well. Gotta get you up here soon. Gotta get you. I miss the energy, man. I miss the energy. So maybe when I pull up on playback, you can come do some games with me. But would love to do that, man. It's good to see you. It's good to see you, man. I always like talking about Young Africa, man. He's one of my favorites out here. Often hated on. I don't think he's appreciated as much as he should be. This is a very young basketball mind that I enjoy rocking with, man. Wow, I can't believe we did this tonight. Oh my God, hard work pays off, brother. Yeah, like I can't believe we did this, man. Naviel, Bruce Brown will be perfect for the Lakers. Can put this up? Yeah, but he just came out of surgery, probably not happening, and his money's too big. Lakers all day dope. What you think about Trey Man as a point guard? Look him up, bro. Nice book. Yeah, no. I mean, I just haven't heard him really linked, but we'll see what happens. But y'all, on that note, I'm gonna get ready to. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jeff. God bless the book. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. 2.5 hours. Got to every chat. Can't believe this happened. Can't believe I got to every chat, man. Holy smokes. But love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Happy New Year to everybody. Happy holidays to everybody. We're wrapping it up. Holiday season is over. He's talking about Africa. But man, Search, thank you so much for giving out, not just for giving out the memberships, but for riding this out to 2.5 hours. You're the best in the business. Love you, brother. Shout out to everyone who contributed. Shout out to the super chat. Shout out to all the chats. Shout out to all the likes. We shutting down here at 122 likes. We coming up on 2,000 views while live. 1952 while live. Man, I'm not a major channel. I'm not a major high volume channel. So this is major. This is big. 120 people on Twitter right now. 125 on YouTube still. Wow. Appreciate y'all. Blessings. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Go Lakers. Go Dodgers. Enjoy your guys' Thursday. Stay safe. Woo. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.